up, guys? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the live.
What up, bro?
What's up, brother?
Man, y'all ready for Dre? Because I'm ready for Dre, man. I've been excited about this all week, dog. Like I just been fucking with the new job and slacking on my social media, so I haven't been doing like those, like, oh, this is gonna happen tonight.
You know what? Keep talking. Update the US Arc. I'll be right back. I forgot my band-aid.
You fucking idiot. Damn, 2023, we're bringing Nelly back.
Hell yeah.
The Taco Bell Mexican version of Nelly. I'm sorry. Oh, man. I'm telling you, bro, one of these days I'm going to fuck around and get us canceled. I'm sorry ahead of time. So the US Arc update, the only alert that we've had come out recently is actually a pretty serious one going on in Austin, Texas. This one's going to hit close home to Montana Labs, the retail lounge over there, and, my good old host here, Chris. So what we got going on, the Austin Animal Advisory Commission has introduced an animal program ban that is on the agenda for June 12th meeting. That's going to happen tomorrow. This proposal bans programs with thousands of species, including animals that are not ordinarily domesticated. Most animal species are not domesticated, so this would include reptiles, amphibians, parrots, sugar gliders, most mammals, and many others. Again, it's that loose term. That's a pretty retake. Damn, I got sidetracked bad on that one. It's that loose terminology. Mostly not, what did they say? Not domesticated, uncommonly domesticated. What the fuck did they use? They said not ordinarily domesticated. Like what? Oh man, like what? Just loose wording, bro. Like you could run up. I mean, you could say like certain species of dogs aren't ordinarily domesticated. So we're gonna throw those on there. Horses aren't normally domesticated. They're normally partially wild. You know, you can run 100 ways with that one. So that's something to pay attention to. All the folks in Austin, Texas, just let us know. Well, USR can let us know what they need, but let us know how we can help you get a hold of USR to help fight the fight. Very important going on out there. Again, we have the Lacey Act. Make sure you go to usart.org, sign out the petition that they have going on right now. Super simple. It took me like 10 seconds. Literally 10 seconds to fill it out, get it sent out. Yo, what up, Bill? CMB in the house, dog.
The fam in the house. We got Bosa, we got Gio, we got
Damn it, get up out the way, Pennywise.
And JR Creations. Let's see.
But yeah, that'll do it for the USARC updates. Man, we're gonna talk about Samson tonight for sure with Dre. You already know we both keep big snakes. Chris keeps small to medium at this point.
Whatever.
Dre's a phenomenal keeper. I've been super excited for this. Talk about one of the most intelligent people to talk to about something like Samson. I'm super excited to get into that small segment tonight. Not even small. It's going to be a big one. Emotions are high on that one, so God only knows what's going to be said, what's going to come out of my mouth. But yeah, I got Pennywise with me. You wonder what a healthy retic looks like? That's it. Mainland in specific.
Sorry, mine's a baby.
Yeah, but you're saying a mainland princess. Step it up.
But I can hold mainlands now whenever I want to, pretty much.
They have mainlands over there?
Yeah, Lucas's? Yeah. Labs Exotics.
You know what? No offense to MJ. I love him to death, but I ain't trying to pull an MJ and keep Dre backstage for 15 minutes.
All right, let's go.
Let's shout out the sponsors first and foremost, because they in the house, the fam over at CMB. And real quick, I am going to say a side note. Let me say something very, very, very clear here. I stand behind CMB. Anybody that has an issue with CMB, you can come on this podcast and we can talk it out. You want to bash people online and fucking talk your little shit fucking behind everyone's back. You got something to say about my fam over at CMB, you bring it to the fucking podcast. Let's go face to face. Ain't no way in hell I'm not standing behind them. They are family over there, and you keep them the hell out of what's going on with the viralness of the community right now. They got nothing to do with it. They don't support any negative keepers. I am in that shop on the regular. I know Bill on a personal basis. There ain't no negative keeping going on. There's no reason to drag them in at all, period. Keep them out of it. Keep CMB's name out your mouth, period. Got a problem with them, you got a problem with me, come see me. Anyways, on that note, shout out to CMB. #1 Captain Bread Shop, undisputed. I'm gonna say the world. I mean, I'm sure, but whatever. I love them to death. Shout out to Caleb, Dana, Bill, Curtis, all of them over there doing God's work in the reptile shop part of the section. Shut up, Boza. Ain't nobody trying to talk to you. Shout out to Casey's Reptile Lab. Shout out to Josh over at Salt Bay Reptiles. Shout out to Ship Your Reptiles. Who am I missing? Who's the new one?
Legion Tactical. Did you shout out Blue Tongue Republic?
Shout out to Blue Tongue Republic. And then last but not least, shout out to the OG Reptile Crew. The one, the only brand I trust to cover this Chrome Dome.
Reptile Crew.
Yes, sir.
Hey, tomorrow I'm getting CMB right here. I already got a schedule. My birthday gift from Bill. But y'all ready? Let's do this.
Hey, send me the contact information. Would you get up off my face, you freaking weirdo? Trying to tongue kiss me. Never mind. I'm going to save that joke for later. Let's run it.
All right. I was like, what are you talking about over here?
Bitch, I said let's run. I'm doing the motion and everything. Run the damn intro.
All right. Welcome, everybody. What's up? Welcome to Sexin Flexin Live Sunday.
What up, Dre? How are you doing down there, bro?
I'm good.
You're actually, up there, I guess. You're up there from us.
Yeah, I'm in the. They call it the Midwest, but I'm really close to the. What? Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I got my little.
Oh, is that your daughter?
But yeah. That's my little one.
Hey, shout out to the kids of the hobby, bro.
Yeah, so I was actually just on TikTok Live before I got here. So hustling, man. Sunday, get my little hustle on for the week. Get the week started off nice, but been a smooth day so far. Can't complain.
Hey, I feel that, bro. I feel that. Yeah, we just spent hours at the pool with the kids. So
that was me yesterday. Got a nice little tan.
Nice. Yeah, it's always nice going to the pool, man. How hot is it out there right now?
We're in the 90s this week.
You in the 90s, Dan?
It's rare for us. Usually, a summer for us is usually like high 70s, low 80s. So for us to be like in the 90s, like starting off, that's a hot summer for us. Because normally, and we're in like the 96, 97. So that's warm for us. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it for sure.
Oh, for sure, man. It's weird because we were just starting to get into the hundreds out here, bro. And normally we're like a month into it. Like we've been in like the mid to low 90s. It's super strange for us to be in the 90s.
Bro, it's 100 right now. Fuck.
Where?
And our AC's out. Yeah, our AC's out.
Bro,
right
they have to. Oh, you own the house, huh?
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you're running, bro, it's like a requirement. Texas, California, Arizona. Yo, shout out to Nicole, bro. We were just talking about you backstage, Nicole.
What up, sis?
Yeah,
we ain't gonna tell you what we said, but we were talking. I'm just kidding. But no, shout out to you and Nicole, man. Like, it's amazing that we both been able to get you both to guest the podcast, man. But your guys' podcast is insane. Like I was saying, I love your podcast. The name fits the literal description of what you guys do. It's two peas in a pod. Like you guys vibe like no other. It's so much fun to watch you two go and do your thing.
Yeah, we definitely have fun. I think the best part about me and Nicole is that since we're actually friends outside of that. What, boo-boo?
Hey, real quick, can y'all hear the fan back here?
Okay. It's not too bad. I can hear it, but it's not. I can still hear you clear. But yeah, we have a good relationship. You know, she be trying to get on me every now and then, and you know, gotta put her in her place. But other than that, you know, she's pretty cool. You know, so you know, we do all right though. We have a lot of fun. Everything is the thing that I like though is everything is genuine. So half of the time, the topics we come up with the morning of. So it's no time for rehearsal. We just get on there and whatever comes out comes out. So I like it better that way. You get to see, you know, have genuine conversation. The reactions are genuine, and you know, it just kind of makes everything just way better.
No, absolutely, 100%, man. Yeah, we don't do a script either. Like I don't know, like no rehearsals or anything like that either. Like I can't. I don't know how to do it, man. Like I just can't. Like, it's got to come off the top. It's got to be from the heart. You know what I mean?
Right.
Chris,
Wow.
take over for a second. I got to fix my fan. That fan noise is me. It's now kicking over here pretty bad.
Oh, I thought it was me. Dude, I'd move my fan facing that way. Well, Dre, I have a question about
Yes,
your
sir.
Cayman crocodiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already know. How do I get one of them?
Um, you said you're in Texas, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, in Texas, the just like anywhere else, I know the laws are a little different there. For what I know, you can have them, but I know it's going to depend on county and city because I know in certain places you can't have them. But you know, basically, as long as you find out they're legal, I can definitely send you some contact information of where I got mine because they do ship. And just depending on you know what species you're looking for, they usually carry both. Um, I mean, hey, that's pretty much it. They're not honestly, they're not as expensive as they should be. Mine was only $300, so you know that's way cheaper than what you would imagine. I've definitely paid way more for a lot of my snakes, but there's a couple different places you can get them. So, like I said, it's just depending on the species you're looking for, and then I would just check the legalities of it, man, because I know with everything going on, you don't want to get caught with an illegal animal because that's just going to just add to the case of the animal bans and everything. So, but yeah, I can definitely shoot you that info after the live.
Hell yeah, that'd be dope. I would
What is
appreciate
Chris
that.
trying to get into now?
Trying to get a Cayman.
Bro, he don't need no damn Cayman. Get out of here.
Why not?
I'm trying to get Nicole to get one too, but
Hey, hold
You
up,
need to
hold up,
focus on the retics, all right?
hold up. As passionate as Dre is with all his animals, bro, I understand now. Like when I got this retic, now that I hold more and more retics, the passion, the love for them, oh man, it's amazing. He's like, so
it's
how
fun.
was it? And I told him I was there. I was like, man, loving on all these snakes. It was big. And I said, am I part of the Cool Kids Club now? And he's like, no, not yet. It's like
You
he's
Trying
ever
to
until you
hold
been?
get.
something 75
You
pounds
been bit
plus,
yet?
bro.
You been bit
No,
yet?
she
Once you
tries to
take your
bite me.
once you take your first snake bite, you good. Then you in the cool kids club, man. Good. It's like
Once
an
he takes a
initiation.
bite from a big ass snake, that's when he's in it. Little snakes don't count, bro.
Hey, all bites are equal, man. In my book, snake
Hell
bites at
no.
least. I ain't gonna say all.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, when we're going by species, absolutely. I mean, you know, there's a difference between a monitor, a caiman, and a snake.
Because I'm gonna be honest, if you out here and you just getting bit by big snakes repeatedly, you need to get rid of them snakes because you don't know what you're doing. Well, you get bit every now and then, but to get bit by a big snake, how did you not see that coming? You know what I'm saying? Like that's a little different, but you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I do stupid shit like feed my hand, so that's how I.
I mean,
Man, I took.
but I'm sure you understand the consequence of what could happen if that goes wrong.
Oh, for sure, 100%. I don't. Well,
You
I feed the
know,
mainland by hand, but I'm super careful about that one. The boas, I'm just kind of like, here's your food, and sometimes they miss, and it's like, ow.
yeah, you know, I get like I said, I went live on TikTok earlier, and then you know, some people I'll pull out I'll pull out a certain thing like, does it bite? Can I mean, it's like any other
Anything can
animal, like
bite.
it is what it is. So
You know what I
I
always
tell
want to.
people like
You want to
if you're
respond with is, do your kids bite?
that was one thing I said. I said, I mean, my daughter bites like crazy. I mean, she needs a muzzle. But I tell people all the time, like if you want to get into snakes and you're scared of the possibility of being bit, then don't get into snakes because it's a possibility that it's going to happen. It doesn't mean the animal is aggressive or defensive or whatever the case may be. It's just a simple fact that it could happen. I mean, it's just like getting a dog and expecting it not to bark. It's certain behaviors come with certain animals, and a lot of people don't understand that.
Did somebody share out the StreamYard link? Probably
I
on
didn't.
accident. I didn't. Is that you?
I didn't put it out.
Yeah, I don't know who that
Hold
is.
on.
We
Might
got
as well.
somebody
That might-
backstage.
That might have actually been me. Hold on. Let me see.
It's a Morgan
Yeah, that's one
backstage.
of my followers. That was my fault. I just sent her the updated link.
I was like,
I didn't even think about it. Oh, that's my bad.
You straight. You want me to send you the YouTube link?
it's okay, T.
Who else did that? Was that
I
Patrick?
actually just sent it. I just sent the YouTube link.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't even thinking. As often as I do podcasts, that's my fault.
It's
No,
all-
you're good. I was like,
What up, KT?
Patrick did the same thing, but he was using his phone, so we just left the person backstage the whole podcast. So he could
But
continue
yeah,
watching.
but I was like, wasn't it his mother-in-law or something?
Yeah,
Yo.
That was funny, bro.
Oh man, yeah.
it's all good.
that's
It's
my
all
fault.
good. Oh, damn it! I lost my train of thought, bro. Oh, retakes.
Yeah.
Dre, do you have retakes?
I got 2, and I plan on getting one or two more in the future. Right now, I have 2. I have a cow, and I have a like 7.5 foot mochino.
Okay, so both mainlands.
Yeah.
Nice, right on. How big is mom from both of those?
The cow that I got, the mom was like 16 foot. The mochino, I'm not sure. I actually got that from a friend here. He's downsizing, so I actually decided to. I wanted another larger snake, so I decided to grab him. But dude is super friendly, like puppy dog. So I'm still kind of just letting him, do his thing so far before I do too much with him. But yeah, he's a great snake though. Great snake, great eater. As expected with retics, no issues at
Bro,
all.
if you're
yet.
retic and eating, you got problems.
I tell people all the time, like if you have a retic or a boa, you're not eating, something wrong with that snake.
Yeah, something's wrong with the snake or the husbandry.
I will say this: when I was over there and Lucas was feeding all his retics, man, that big head coming at you when it comes out like that, it's like, whoa,
Different, ain't
yeah. I was like, wait, hold up, let me move.
That food response, bro, it ain't nothing to play with, dog. Like, and that's
Yeah.
so that response that you got to see, that is something that you have to be aware of at all times with the retics, because people mistake that for the snake wanting to come out. Like that video that happened.
I
Go
got
ahead,
Burms the same way. I got Burms the same way.
When they come up, they got that look, like they come up, they come out, and it's not always fully, like, I don't want to say aggressive, but like it's not quick. Sometimes they'll come up and they'll come out, and it almost looks like they're, want to come out and play, for a lack of better terms. And that's not the case, because you saw
Like I
that.
said, you could try to play if you want to.
Play your way right to the hospital.
Exactly.
This is what she does. That's all she does.
But you saw the video in there. Have you seen that video of the chick pulling the one out of the aquarium, Dre? Where the retic comes up, does that, and she goes and pets the bottom of its neck and ends up taking a pretty nasty bite.
She's actually in Arizona, right?
It was
Yeah.
staged, 100%, bro. We know all the people that were involved in that, dog. Like it,
That's crazy.
They said
big issue down here.
she was holding a rabbit before that happened. So
Yeah, she rubbed a rabbit or a rat on her arm. It was 100% staged, bro. It was all for views, all for likes, all for the look at me, the whole Jay's prehistoric death. Look at me almost get bit, or look at this craziness. Well, this one didn't go so well. So
That's like I said, that's her arm, not mine. But also, it doesn't make you look superior. It makes you look stupid.
It does.
For real, though. Nicole, I'll tell you what. I'll trade you my mainland for one of your mainlands, because no matter what I've done with mine's 100% like that. Not when I open the enclosure, but like anytime there's any kind of like sudden movements or quick movements or anything that looks like it's feeding time, she's up and ready to go. It's game over. But like if she's resting in the corner or something, like I tap her with the hook, she don't get all buck wild like some of them do. I know people that'll slide their glass open. It's game on right then and there.
Yep.
see, mine's, I don't know. She's still young, but she only does that like when I open the tub. Other than that, I tap her with with my hand. I was gonna say the hook. Sometimes I go back and forth though.
Use the hook, bro. You're gonna make the mistake of doing it with your hand one time, and that's it.
Yeah, I hook all day. Hook all day.
So Dre, what else do you have over there, bro? I know you got bloods. I know you got the berms. I've seen enough of your Instagram to know a good portion. But what you got hiding in the background that don't get posted all the time?
Honestly, it would probably more so the non-snake animals that I have. So the Gila monster, the beaded lizard, the dwarf caiman. Just recently got the rhino iguana. Like I said, I got the cowrie tick. I got a red-tailed boa, the yellow anaconda. I have yet to show off this mochino retic on my at least in pictures. I've shown him off on live, but I haven't shown him off. I still got the big common boa Luther, green tree python, emerald tree boa, scaleless Texas rat snake, Mexican black king snake, IMG boa, Arabesque boa, motley boa. I think that's it. I think. But I can remember. I think that might be it.
So the most that you have are the boas as far as numbers go.
I got more pythons than boas. I think I got like 6 or 7 boas, 8 or so pythons.
You just stuffed them boa numbers up, bro.
Well, so with boas, I plan on breeding the IMG and the red tail. There's definitely a couple. There's at least 1 or 2 more boas I would like to add, but I need way more space. So I want to get a Dumerals and an Argentine. Those are probably like the two on the list. I also got I got a scrub python too. But yeah, as far as pythons, I got.
He has everything, bro. I saw his page. I was like, damn.
You got every dream species right there, bro.
Got a little something. You know, we can keep it light over here, but now. So that was another reason why I didn't want to jump into breeding right away, is because I'm infatuated with too many species to just keep one. So I wanted to get the animals that I liked, enjoy them for a while, learn more about them, and see what animals that I would be comfortable breeding versus animals that I just jump in and like, oh, I got to breed this. Because initially, I wanted to breed my green tree python, but I just recently decided I'm not going to. I have enough friends that do it, but also I see, you know, just the trials, tribulations that they go through breeding it. I don't want that headache. No matter what, whether I breed the animal or not, I still consider all of my snakes as pets. So they're not just breeders. They're not, you know, my adult snakes aren't going to be living in a rack. They are going to be in their own, you know, PVC enclosures. So they're all going to be treated like pets no matter what. So, yeah, it was too hard for me to choose. The one animal that I don't have, ball pythons. I don't have ball pythons. I had one in Baku. I had him for the longest, but I did last year sometime. I rehomed him. He went to a great home. He went to someone I could just, you know, give him more time. He's just a pet. Someone I can give him more time, spend some more time with him. And he's doing great. They send me updates all the time. He's doing great, and I'm happy for him. But I gravitate more towards the bigger animals, the animals that typically have attitudes, the animals that get large. I like the challenge of those animals. It's just more exciting for me. But yeah, I got quite a bit. I know this question's probably coming, so I'll answer it now. Out of all the animals that I have, the animal that is probably the most complicated to deal with is definitely the caiman. Hands down, definitely the caiman. And it's not necessarily just because of the temperament. It's also the care is extremely specialized, because you're taking the care of a lizard with the care of a turtle, and you're throwing it together because they have a very specialized diet, and they get massive. Like, people hear the term dwarf caiman and they think this animal is going to stay small, and the dwarf caiman that I have is still going to get about 6 foot. Now, for a snake, 6 foot is not a large snake. It's a nice sized snake. But for people like us that keep retics, berms, African rocks, anacondas, 6 foot is considered medium. But when you have a 6 foot lizard, a crocodilian, that's a way different ball game. You know, that's a large lizard, large snake. So that's what I like to tell people, because like my boa Luther, 6 foot, and he looked big until I got this retic, and now I'm just like, damn, you know. Or I would take him out, let him sit on the floor, and I'm just like, you know, he didn't really look that big. And then, now, having a 7 foot snake, or even just having friends who have, larger snakes than I have, it's just like, damn, 6 foot really isn't that big. But again, when you look at a lizard that's 6 foot, you're like, that's a big fucking lizard, So
That's true.
it's
For sure,
completely
bro.
different. But
I remember my
definitely
first interaction
the
with a
most
tegu,
fascinating. Yeah.
let alone a freaking caiman, man. That's crazy. Yeah, that's man, you really jumped in on that.
I did, and for it was one of those animals where even before I got it, I was like looking into getting one for like 2 years. So the store I got them from is in Cleveland, which is 2 hours north of where I'm at. I'm in Columbus, so I'm literally in the middle of Ohio. Cleveland is 2 hours north of me. And the store is Scales and Tails of Ohio, Satu Reptiles. So I actually went there twice. Okay, go ahead. I actually went there twice before even purchasing anything. I just went to look. Initially, I went. This was before I got my white lip python. Oh, I got white lip python still. I forgot about that. So before I got the white
Damn.
lip python, I actually went there to purchase one. This was like Black Friday a couple of years ago, and they had a Black Friday sale. This was I went to Cleveland, so I went to go buy one, and then as soon as I walked in the store, there was a guy walking out with the white lip python that I was buying, and I was so hurt. So I ended up, I decided to look around. I was looking at, different animals, and I saw they had these caimans. So I asked questions about them, and they told me about them, and then I decided to come home and just start doing research. And then ended up going back to the store to look again. And that time I ended up buying. I bought like just like a bunch of supplies. I got like some of those big black hides that you can get. I got like 5 of those. Just a bunch of, I got tongs. I got snake hooks. Just a lot of different things that I needed, and I figured I would just get while I was there. Um, and so I just kept researching them over time. And then when I finally got one, I actually had them ship it to me. And even out of the box, man, that thing's feisty, feisty. And this was one animal that I knew I was like, if I decide to get this animal, I know that this animal probably will never ever tame down to what I would want it to be. So that was something that I had to get myself to understand. And I know there's people on Instagram with some of these caimans, they can dress up in clothes and they can
Yeah.
lay down and do stuff. I don't need to do all of that. I want my animal to be as natural as possible. Now, do I want them tolerable? Most definitely, but I don't need this puppy with these teeth that I have to, I don't have to do all that. Now, I would love to create a bond with it, but I want a very respectable relationship with that animal. I want to let that animal be an animal without doing too much with that animal. Like I don't need that animal sleeping in the house. No, if I build you a pond outside, take your ass outside. Stay outside. But if
Ah,
I
for
gotta
real.
do some maintenance, I don't need you coming to charge at me either. So I like to find that happy medium to where my snakes are different. I definitely want them as tame as possible because I do events with and a lot of the time it's with kids. So of course I want them as tolerable and mellow as possible. So when I get them as babies, I do things that typically would get me bit because I know it's gonna happen when they're older. So certain snakes, and this is probably why I keep getting bit by the anaconda. I'll take her out, pet her a little bit, touch her head. That is the for sure trigger that gets me bit by the anaconda. That is the most head shy snake I've ever dealt with. Touching her head, and she is so quick with the turnaround, I can't even pull my finger back before she bites me. But I do that because, and I've already decided she's not going to be an ambassador animal. She's going to be strictly a pet for me, which I'm fine with. But with certain animals, I need them to be to that point so it doesn't trigger them when they get older. And then, if I do an event, then they bite a kid or bite anyone that's not into snakes because that's only going to look bad on me and that's going to create a bad reputation. And it's just going to feed into the narrative of snakes being these, crazy, ungodful, animals. So I try not to do that. But I say that to say with the Cayman, they're the most complicated. I've had mine for going on almost 3 years, and you would think I just got her yesterday. I take her out on live every now and then, and she'll pee on me. She'll just do whatever it takes for me to put her down, and I have to I have to glove up with this animal every time. My Gila monster is more trustworthy than my Cayman, and that says a lot.
Ooh.
So it's crazy, but like I said, I enjoy it. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. I just know that with her being like that, having a 3-year old, I'm very conscious of what her enclosure looks like. I try to make sure that there's always a lock on that enclosure, and that is the one animal that I know for sure my daughter will never ever get to interact with. So
Nah, for
Oh,
sure, justifiably so, man. That's protection of the children first. It's so important. Like I have snakes that my daughter will not come around. Like I won't have her in the same room while I'm handling it.
but I do got a question, Dre, for you. Like, what
yeah,
led you like down this path to get all these reptiles? Like, do you have a story behind that? Like, what led you to
um,
the reptiles?
yeah, I got a story. So it's a very cliche story, but so I'm the youngest of four. I have an older brother, and then we have two older sisters. Me and him are a year apart, and we were, outside of sports and everything like that, we were just we were raised in the '90s, so we were always outside. We literally, get up in the summertime, brush our teeth, eat breakfast. We're outside all day until the street lights come on, or until my mom or my dad tells us it's time to come in the house. So I mean, we're outside from like 8, 9 o'clock until like 8, 9 at night, and then even then, we get in the house, we take shower, we're playing video games. It's summer, so we didn't have anything to do, so we just kept ourselves busy. But upon being outside, if we weren't playing sports or doing anything, we were both kind of infatuated with bugs. Like we were those kids that my mom, if there was a bug in the house, she's coming to call us. She's calling us to come get it. And we're not killing it. We're trying to catch it so we can let it outside or see what it is. So I've always just kind of had that passion for other living beings, no matter how small it is. Even now, if there's a spider in the house, I let it outside because it's just like, it's here for a reason. But that kind of, as I got older, it transitioned into different things. So when my parents finally kind of caught on to what we were doing, for Christmas, they bought us like this little bug catching set, and it just kind of fed that passion. So fast forward to when I got older, one of my first jobs was at a pet store, and that right there is really what kind of just kicked it into high gear. So I got my first snake bite ever, which was from like a 3.5 foot Dumerose boa. It did not feel good at all in any way, shape, or form, but it wasn't as bad as what I anticipated. What TV made it seem like, it made it seem like snakes were these crazy monsters, and if you get bit, your whole arm is coming off, stuff like that. So when I got bit, I dripped some blood a little bit. I was just like, okay, cool. But that didn't make me want to stay away from snakes. It made me want to learn more about them. But at that time, I still lived at home. My mom was terrified of snakes. She's still terrified of snakes, but she's a lot better than what she was. And I couldn't bring snakes home, so I don't know if either of you guys know this about me, but my first reptile was not a snake. It was a green iguana, um, which was evil as crap, which was probably the worst mistake I ever made. But it made me want to learn even more. So I finally found the perfect lizard for me, which was bearded dragons. So I got one bearded dragon, two bearded dragons. Next thing you know, I look up, I got 34 bearded dragons, and I started breeding. So I was like 17 at that, yeah, 17 at that time. Bred bearded dragons for a couple of years under the name Midwest Dragons, and it was fun. So I did mostly um, Dunners, leatherbacks, and right when zeros just became popular, zeros were like $4,000 or $5,000 at that point. That's when I got out of it because breeding lizards is completely different from breeding snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Breeding lizards is a lot of fucking work, and I got tired of it. The money was cool, but had I been mature enough to accept the gift that I had and be able to get on social media and do certain things, that I would have stuck with it. But I got out of the hobby because I also had monitors and everything too, and I was just like, I just need a break. So I just started working, and then once I moved out, I was like, man, I do miss the reptiles. I got one snake, or two snakes, three snakes, and then now I'm at 20 snakes total. But I've always been that person to keep the animals that most people are scared to keep. So, most people, hey, like my first snake was a blood python. I was told 4 or 5 times, don't get a blood python. They're crazy. They're this, they're that. I have one of the nicest blood pythons you could ever see. So it just, it taught me a lot about people, but it also taught me a lot about those animals. And this is why I'm not ashamed or afraid to say these animals are misunderstood, because even some of the people in the reptile industry that have been doing this longer than I have, I've been doing this for 16 years now. There's people that have been doing this for 30, 40, 50 years who still, oh, I can't handle that. I can't do that. That's fine. But don't project your problems or your failures on other people because they may have successes with that particular animal. So I think for me, it's more of being able to resonate with certain animals and being able to understand certain animals. I am big on reading your snake's behavior so you can better understand that animal. So, me personally, I understand that all of my snakes have different triggers that will piss them off. So, if I know my anaconda is very head shy, I'm not going to sit there and repeatedly keep trying to touch her head because I know that's going to get me bit. Now, if I know snakes don't like to bite, but also I know I don't like the feeling of being, I don't mind being bit. I'll take a snake bite any day over a lizard bite. However, I understand how stressful that is for snakes. So I'm not trying to put that on the snakes. But at the same time, I understand that each of my snakes are completely different in what they expect from me and how my behaviors can produce certain behaviors from them. So my Burmese pythons, they'll take head rubs all day. My boas, they don't care for it, but they're not completely, crazy about it. My emerald tree boa and green tree python, it will fuck me up if I try to touch their head. So, knowing this behavior, I have to understand that for each species of animal that I have, just like snakes have different feeding mode and handling mode, I have to go into a completely different mode before handling each of my animals because I understand that their behaviors are completely different. So I think for me, another reason why a lot of people don't successfully understand their snakes or they get bit and they don't know why is because they don't respect that these snakes do have personalities and they do tell you what they do and don't like, but most people just can't read it. They just can't read it because they think, oh, I'm the human, I'm the superior being, which we're not. These animals have been here way longer than we have. The one thing that we can say about reptiles, reptiles are 100% confident in every move that they make. So when they do something, they don't do it for no reason. We operate off of a luxury. They operate off of survival. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. So that's why I'm so confident with certain snakes that I get. People said the same thing about what was another snake that green tree pythons. I have a green tree python. I handle my green tree python, but I also know when not to fuck with my green tree python, and that's when it's hungry and at night. So I don't. My emerald tree boa is just a lost cause. That fucker is just fucking nutty, but it's okay. I'm okay with that because I respect that animal for what it is. I've had that animal for 4 years now, and I've learned so much about that animal that I know how to work around its triggers. So earlier on TikTok Live, I had to take him out because I needed to clean his enclosure because I understand that the way this enclosure is set up, he can hit me from any point in that enclosure. So I need to take you out. He's not a snake that I can work around. So he's a snake that I have to take out, and chances are I'm gonna get struck at if I don't get bit, which I got struck at 3 times. And once I get him out, then I can put him back. The only problem with Venom is getting him out is the easy part. Putting him back is the problem. But the fact that I know that is how I keep myself safe. And if I keep myself safe, then my snakes are safe. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, because I was going to ask if you have any that are just to that lost cause. Like they're just not going to tame down. They're not going to calm down. It's just who they are. And you have to work around that. Because I have a blood. And I understand what everyone says. Oh, it'll tame down eventually. It'll calm down. This dude's not calming down. Like the blood. Every
Okay.
single time I go into his enclosure, it is the same exact. He just doesn't like humans.
So I got a couple questions for you.
What's up?
What's your husbandry like for your blood? What are the temps and everything?
The hot spot's sitting at 80. It bounces between 83 and 85 right now, and then the cool side's in the 70s.
Okay.
So he's definitely not hot.
And that was going to be my first thing. So bloods and green trees are the two snakes that I've noticed. If you keep them too hot, they are getting pissed off.
Oh,
it's just like us in the summertime. If it's too hot, you get irritated. So the one thing I learned about Kato, because as friendly as Kato is now, he was never always friendly. And even now, they're still they're vocal. So even now, when I pick him up as big as Kato's 5 foot, he's a heavy boy. When I touch him now, like if I just reach my hand in there and touch him, he's going to hiss and look at me like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? If I use a snake hook, he'll hiss, but he knows what that is. So that's why I said some people just get way too comfortable. I understand, you know, this snake, but I'm never too comfortable with my snakes to the point where it's like I feel like I can just manhandle them, because I feel like that's when you take away their disrespect. And
Yeah.
animals need to be respected, especially the ones that cannot vocalize if and when something is wrong. But with blood pythons, the one thing that I know is short reactions are the best. Literally, when Kato was a baby, I would take him out 5 minutes tops, put him right back. As long as he didn't strike at me, I would put him back. If he struck at me, then I would keep him out because I don't put my snakes back on a bad reaction. If you put them back on a bad reaction, they're gonna understand. Okay, cool. Then that's what I need to do to get put back. So I would do like little stuff, like because Kato wasn't. He would only strike if I hovered because he felt super weird. And if you hover over a snake, of course you mimic a predator. So I would do little things to Kato, maybe a little unorthodox for most people, but it works. And that's what I would do for Kato. Kato, he was a baby. Like I got Kato, he was like 11 inches. And at first, he was intimidating because he would just strike at the glass. And I'm just like, so one day I went in there like, I need to show this motherfucker who the boss is. So, after doing, research of how some people tame their snakes, and I try to figure out what methods work for me, but also I kind of just develop my own methods to see if that would work and to see also if that would help with my snake handling ability and confidence. So I would lift his hide, and before he could strike, I would just put my hand over his head and just make it really dark, and he would just curl up like a ball python. Then slowly, I would just lift him up, and I would sit him in my hand. And then one thing that I would do is I would sit on the floor with him and put him in my lap, pull out my phone, and I would just start scrolling. I don't touch him. I don't bother him. I literally just get him used to being around me. And I think people force too many steps at one point, and that's what gets them bit. So if it's your first week handling a snake, and it's a new snake at that, don't take them out and be trying to pet them and do all. It's doing too much. Now, if you're comfortable and you see the snake isn't giving you any bad signs, by all means, do what you do. But for those people who aren't comfortable and they're still iffy of the snake's behavior, you got to take it step by step. So I would literally just sit him in my lap and let him do whatever he wanted to do. And I would scroll on my phone. There's a couple times I would forget he was even out. And he would just be sitting there coiled up. And then I noticed, that second or third week, once he got used to me, then he would start exploring around my legs. He would start cruising. And from there, that's when I would start leaving him out longer and longer and actually doing like hand to hand. And basically, at that point, I was trying to keep the focus of him off of me. Because I noticed anytime he looked at me and stared at me too long, that's when he wanted to strike. So I would try to keep him occupied. I treated him like a toddler. Just keep him occupied. And there's even moments now with with the anaconda, she'll strike, and they don't do normal strikes. Anacondas are very sneaky snakes. That's one of the few snakes that they don't warn you before they bite, and they bite from the side. It is the most annoying shit in the world because I'm a husky dude. I got some fat areas, and she likes to bite me like right here every time.
Oh,
And she's really good at biting in the same exact spot. And they bite like colubrids. And colubrids are flighty. They move around and they bite fast. And you're just like, okay, it's annoying as shit. So with her, if I take her out, what I do, I put her in my hand. And before she can focus on me, I'll lift her up a little bit and just slowly move from side to side. And basically what that does is snakes naturally, it knocks their equilibrium off. So they have no choice but to shift their head. So all that does is it takes the focus off of me, and she's looking around, she's smelling, and then from there she gets curious, so I can slowly sneak my other hand around her, and then she goes to my other hand, and I still keep her up here, and this is all we do for 10, 15 minutes. And then eventually I leave her enclosure open, so when it's time, I let her just crawl back in there, boom, handling session is over. And that seemed to have worked. I had her out yesterday, actually, and she did great. So I still haven't learned how to read when I know she's gonna bite me on my arm because literally, it's nothing that she does that triggers it. It's so my arm will spasm because she squeezes my hand so fucking tight. So my arm right here will spasm and my vein will pop out and it'll like bump her cheek, and that's what makes her bite. So I at least figured that out. So if I handle her, I know to wear long sleeves, not because of the bite, because whatever goes on in my arm scares her. So I try to be cautious of that and deal with it on the home front that way now is she understands because she's a juvenile. I got her from Josh, South Bay Reptiles. So when I first got her, I mean, I couldn't even touch her without being bit. Like as soon as my skin touched her body, she would bite me. She didn't care what she was biting, but she would swing back and bite. And now that we have some type of understanding, she's almost 4 foot now. They grow extremely fast. I don't want to keep taking bites from that snake. I really don't. Because she's really beautiful. She's a joy to take out when she's friendly. And I've had her out at times, 15, 20 minutes, and she's chilling in my hoodie pocket, doing whatever. So, bless you. I really try to take my time to understand my animals on like a really deep level. And Nicole can attest to this. She does the same thing with her retics. But it's going to look different from her because the intelligence level is different. And so it's interesting to see like what different things people can, enact on their snakes based on what species of snake it is, because I can literally do what some people do with their retics to like a corn snake. That corn snake isn't going to give a shit. It's just going to be like, just keep on doing whatever it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun. It's a lot. It's challenging at times, but I think the challenge is what I enjoy. 100%.
No, for sure. I get the same kicks off the challenge, man. And with this, I've tried the head thing, so I'll cover the blood's head right away. I've known that one for a while because this is the second blood I've had.
Okay.
I haven't tried the lap thing. I'm gonna try that, but I have tried like having her out on the chair and moving around a little bit real slow, just trying to break her in. I've left my shirt in with her, so she gets used to the smell. I'll like fresh off of my back, right? Like not all sweaty and gross and shit, but like I'll go put a shirt on, move around the room a little bit, get it nice and warm, and then stick it in there. And she struck at it. She's like less than 2 feet.
Okay. Because another
she's
thing
she's still small.
I wear a lot of hoodies. So I also with the anaconda, I'll put her in my pocket, in my hoodie pocket. She will coil up in there. I will literally leave her in there for like 2 hours, and I'll go clean other enclosures. And then I can't just blindly stick my head in there, though. I hook her out. But once I hook her out, she's fine, and she tries to go right back in there. It is very comfort space. But I've done that with the blood as well. So with Kato, when he was, and this is when we kind of built some, like rapport. I would put him in my pocket. I would go play Xbox or PlayStation, and I would just chill. And then eventually, there was one day I about pissed my pants because literally he was in there for like 4 hours. I'm playing Call of Duty, and I see something slither out my peripheral, and I about fucking threw my controller across the room because I legit forgot he was in there. He didn't move. He didn't do anything. And he just came slithering out. And that was the first time ever I was able to rub his chin where he didn't bite me.
Wow, that's incredible.
It was like 3 a.m. Just chilling. I was drinking some water, had some nachos, or chicken wings, and playing Call of Duty. And I just seen something slid up. Like, what the fuck? It scared the shit out of me. But he was very comfortable in there. So the hoodie pocket, for sure, is definitely one of my favorite methods of helping calm a snake down because it doesn't really involve any interaction. And I think when we say tame a snake, a lot of people think it means you have to be dealing directly one-on-one with that snake, when really it's just about the bond you create with that snake.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, when you tame a snake, all you're doing is seeing what can I do to make this snake comfortable with my presence. That is it. That's literally it. And people think it means how close can I get to the snake without it biting me. That's not it. How comfortable can I make this snake without it being uncomfortable with me? That's it. So again, it's really all about how you understand it. I mean, everybody's understanding is different, and by all means, do what works for you. I mean, some people don't need to get this technical because they don't have to, and that's perfectly fine. But with the snakes that I have, they're all very intelligent, and as many snakes as I have, I kind of have to. It would be stupid of me not to have learned anything about these animals. And I have this many. It just wouldn't make any sense.
No, for sure. 100% agree. I mean, do you have carpets? You don't have carpets, right?
I had a big carpet Khalifa. I just lost him earlier this year.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. The coastal, right?
So that was jungle.
Jungle?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's right. I remember that.
He was gorgeous. About 6 foot. Beautiful, beautiful carpet, man. I plan on getting another one because carpets. So when it comes to snakes, my favorite species is blood pythons. I like pythons more than I like boas, but my favorite family of pythons is Morelia. The Morelia family of pythons does it for me. So carpets, green trees, all of that is for me. That is for me.
I feel it, man. I've got a jungle jag that I took in at one of the previous expos, and I didn't realize that his neuro issues were as bad as they are when I got him. But I'm never gonna breed him, obviously. But I've been working with him, man, because he's everything is food, man. Like he's a full size adult. He's like a little over 7 foot.
Oh yeah, that's normal. Like I get a lot of people that ask me like, I can't really have a big retic. What snake would you recommend? A carpet, because it's like they have it's key similarities, very subtle key similarities. But when it comes to number one, the intelligence, but that food drive, carpets are no joke when it comes to that food drive. But they're very active, they climb, and they're beautiful. So, jungle carpets are definitely one of my favorites. So I'm definitely gonna get another one. I'm honestly thinking of getting an albino, but haven't pulled the trigger just yet. But I'll definitely be going to my guy Riley Jimison from Riley's Reptiles. That's my guy right there. Um, but yeah, carpets are definitely for me a good substitute for if you can't have a retic. Because some people they want a retic, but it gets too big. They want a super dark, but it costs too much. And I'm just like, get a carpet.
Yeah,
Carpets are great. However, understand you may or may not get bit in the process because carpets are they're one of those snakes where it's like they rely so much on movement, and when they see it move, they go. And I'm just like, but they are fun snakes. I will say they are fun snakes. And another vocal one. A lot of people think that the sound that they make is like wheezing. No, Burmese, bloods, and carpets make that noise naturally because they have bigger lungs and they have to expel that oxygen. So it just, it's like it's. I remember that my carpet was like hanging around my neck. He like went up to my ear, and you would think he was telling me a secret, but he like blew in my ear. I was like, God damn! Like it was so weird.
yeah.
And then a week later, he put his hemipines on my arm, so I think he was trying to tell me something. But it was a very weird experience. But carpets definitely are fun snakes. I can't wait to get another one. It sucks that I got to start all over, but yeah, if I could have kept him, man, definitely would have kept him. He was a Craigslist find. He was free on Craigslist like 5 years ago, and I grew him. He was like a foot and a half when I got him, and man, he sprouted quick when I had him, but he was beautiful.
Agreed, man. I love carpets to the bottom of my heart. Like they're so much fun to work with. And this one's giving me a run for my money, Dre. I will tell you what, man. I've dealt with some food motivated animals, but like this guy will come out. Like I will break the food motivation. I will get him out, calm him down, and I'll be going to do something with him, like chilling on my arm, and boom, it strikes my arm and wraps it up, dude. I have never had an animal like that where I've had him out and he's been out for we'll go 15 minutes. And then just the slightest movement or whatever it is that triggers him, dude, he goes right back into a food response. And once I get him off, he's right back at it.
But I wonder if that could be a part with him being part jag, if that could be a part of that neurological response.
That's almost what I'm thinking, because even in his enclosure, after I fed him, and it's been a couple of days, because normally with my coastal, if I fed her, like I didn't even have to worry about it. Of course, I was treat her with respect and everything is the same protocol. But like really 2 days after I fed her, or even a day, probably a couple hours after I fed her, I never tried it, but I probably could go in there and move around the enclosure and not mess with her, but like change her water dish. But after you feed an animal, especially like retics or anything that's highly food motivated, everything for a few hours, even into the next day, sometimes it's food. With him, I'll give it 2-3 days and everything's food. And I cannot get him out of the enclosure. Like I'm gonna take a bite, like for sure.
What size prey item you getting?
He's on medium rats. I'm not overfeeding him in any way, shape, or form.
You said he's how big?
He's almost 7 foot, but he's not very girthy. He is one active motor, dude. Let me tell you what.
So Khalifa took down larges. He was only 6 foot. But I spaced out his meals. So I would feed him a large, but I did every 4 weeks. And
okay, I'm at every 2 weeks.
Yeah, he did. I did larges, but But here's the thing with that though. Everybody's large and medium is different depending on where you are. Um, I'm in Ohio, and I get all of my rats and everything locally, so I don't use any of like Cold Blood Cafe or Rodent Pro or anything. So I get to see what I'm feeding. So this big gulp cup, this large is literally like from here, right here to where this lip is. So it's pretty nice size rat, but nothing to
Okay.
where my carpet couldn't swallow it. Like I didn't, and even then though, he's taking these larges down under like 8 minutes, So it's like,
Wow.
Jesus, okay. So Khalifa was just he was just like, he meant business. So, in the reason I even switched him on the large, because I was doing, so the thing I like about the rat breeder I have, he has like those in between sizes. So if it's like the snake is too big for a small, but too small for a medium, he has something right in between, which is perfect. So I upped him to like a large medium, and they call them largies because it's not quite a large, but we call them largies. And I gave it to him, and he was fine on those for like 2 months. And then I noticed those, like he was swallowing it like it was a small rat. I'm like, what the fuck? So I was like, okay, cool. So Luther, Cato, both my blood python and Luther, my two biggest boas, since they're more Luther, Cato's the blood python, obviously, and then Luther, since they're girthier, they get they get a step up from jumbo. So there's jumbo, and then here my breeder has what's called a colossal, which is like huge. They get those, but they eat those every 4 to 6 weeks. So with Khalifa, I gave him a large rat, so not a jumbo, but a large rat,
Okay.
and it was a pretty nice. And I always would do male because I was just like, because this is gonna sound really strange, but the males had the big balls on them, and hey, extra protein never hurt anybody. So I'm like, I would always only feed him males. And I gave him that first large rat, and the first time I gave it to him, it took him 12 minutes. It took him 12 minutes and 16 seconds. I timed it because I write down everything, so I timed it. And he had a nice lump, and he immediately went back into his hide. Like he didn't even want to climb up. He went into the hide on the ground, went in there, coiled up. I didn't see that motherfucker for like a week. I lifted his hide. He had a nice poop, and it was a full like. It wasn't like one of those weird poops like where like it looks like it was too much. It was a healthy poop. So I was like, okay, great. We're gonna keep you on larges. But again, I didn't see him for like a week. It took him like 2.5 weeks to digest that. So I know if it takes you 2.5 weeks to digest that, then you're good for another 2 weeks. So I started pushing him to 4 weeks. I would do that large rat, and man, when I tell you, he did great on that. And that was the last 2 years of his life. He was on large rats, and he did great.
Okay. I think
So
what? I'll step it up.
that was the largest that I was ever gonna take him because, like you said, they aren't slender snakes. But Khalifa he was a nice sized male, and I thought he was female up until he flashed his hemipines at me, and I was like, oh, okay, you're a boy because he was huge for like I talked to Jeremy from Brassnare Reptile. That's my guy as well. Because I remember he hit me up. I was like, "Are you sure that's male?" And then I remember when he flashed his hemipines at me, I remember to take a picture and I sent it to him. He's like, "Holy shit, he's a big boy." So yeah, he was definitely a male. But yeah, I would try upping his prey item and seeing how he does with that because just like us, if we eat too much, we're like, okay, cool. I just need to sit here for a minute because if we don't, we feel like we're gonna throw up somewhere. But we get to that perfect comfort level to where we eat to that perfect point, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go chill. That may help calm him as well.
Okay. I'll give
So I
that
would
a
try
shot,
that
man. I haven't thought about
because
that yet.
I mean, if we're being honest, ball pythons only get 4.5, 5 foot maybe if it's a female on the large end. They're a little bit girthier than carpets, but not by much. And I
No.
know there's some females out there that are eating large rats. So I would definitely check with see if you can get a large rat for your carpet because I just feel like 7 foot. I feel like he's digesting that way too well and then you're doing it every 2 weeks. He's burning that off quickly. So at that
That's
point,
almost
it's probably like eating like a chicken nugget at that point.
that. Yeah. Now that you got my thought process firing on it, when I said that he's super active, I'd even think about it. Like the retic, I'm used to having a high metabolism.
Mm-hmm.
The carpet, he's in a I know. Dude, I really don't care anymore. These grow tents are fucking mint, and I will fight somebody at this point, bro. Even for the mainland, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. When she's bigger and I end up wrong, you can shove it in my face. But for now, it is fucking mint. Like, she is more happy than she has ever been in her life. Like, it is so nice being able to go in there with her. Anyways, so she's in a 10 by 7 by 5. I'd have to measure the width. I can't remember. The thing's fucking massive. And then he's in a 6 by 4 by 4.
Okay.
So he's got
plenty of room.
Dude, he's up and down. I've got little climbing things set up. So like some real low to the ground. And then he will even go all the way up to the tent and be 6 foot up in the air. Like there are times like I'll open up the enclosure and I did it once and I would never do it again. I forgot the carpets were fully arboreal and I didn't even think about it because I'm used to them being like eye level. He got up because there's rungs all the way at the top and I'm looking for him. And I flipped his hide because sometimes, they chill on the ground. People freak out, but it's like I flipped his hide. I'm like, oh no, he got out.
He's watching you the whole time. He's watching you the whole time.
When I turned and I looked up, man, I shit you not, bro. It was like millimeters away. He came straight down at me. I've never been struck at from the top like that. So like as I'm looking up, dude, I done jumped backwards, hit my head. It was bad. It was the funniest thing.
They channel their inner green tree python, man. They turn into gargoyles, and appreciate that, Eden's Den. Thank you. Well, yeah, carpets are very, very inquisitive animals, man. Like, they are some of the funnest things to watch. And honestly, I feel like carpets, minus the girth, they're the python versions of boas because they get similar size, but they don't get that girth. But they're not missing any meals. Boas, however, on the other hand, heavy-bodied, and they pack a punch when they bite. They throw their whole body at you. So, but yeah, carpets are dope. But yeah, I would try large, man. Keep me posted. I hope it goes well for you. But I would imagine that would help, even in like the smallest degree. I would imagine that would try to help curb that hunger, or just that food. I wouldn't even call it food aggression, but food
motivation.
Yeah, the food drive.
Or food, we'll say food disorder if it ends up being the jag side of it. Because that's, man, that's really what I was thinking. Because even my coastal, like, she was on large, but she was 9 foot.
Okay.
Almost, she was pushing 10, like probably 9. I never really measured her, but she was probably right at the cusp of 10 foot. She was a big freaking girl, man.
Because everybody has their rules for, what size snake should be eating this and how old snake should be eating this.
I will fight somebody over that, bro.
I keep that in mind, but I also look at how fast my snake is eating a certain meal. So if I have a boa, that's this big, and you think, oh, it should be eating rat pups, but this motherfucker is eating these rat pups like in 2 seconds. Something's there that I need to, So and I think a lot of people get that confused. I'm like, oh, you're power feeding. No, I'm not power feeding. Power feeding is feeding bigger meals more often so you can grow your snake way larger just to breed it. So you have a 17-foot retic at a year old. That's power feeding.
It's disgusting, too.
Listen, I'll power feed myself because I like to eat. But I'm not doing that to my snakes.
Because you're subjecting yourself, right? You're not for, like, the snake, like, we'll get into it, right? We speak for the animals. But the animals can't speak to us. They can't tell us, "Hey, fool, I'm full." Like and 9
times out of 10, certain snakes aren't going to turn down a meal.
No, dude, they'll eat until they literally eat in the wild till they explode. They will explode on food. Like it's cruel and inhumane to shove food in a retic's face and just not control it. But the other thing that people don't account for when they're going into these feeding charts and all this like meticulous to the gram, and I get it, like respect for being that meticulous, but at the same time, like you could be over and underfeeding your snake. And more often than not, I see people underfeeding their snakes because they don't account for what we're talking about, right? They don't account for that personality. I've seen mainlands that are absolutely lazy animals. You would swear this thing's a bird. Never moves, doesn't do anything, but it's in healthy shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got retics, like my mainland. She's one of the most active mainlands I've ever met in my life. Not bragging on my snake, but my snake's kind of badass. But she is up, like you would think she's a green tree python with how often that she's up on her climbing structures, moving around. And then the super doors, like I've got one of the head G stripes, right, from the same clutch, right, brother and sister. Got one that loves to climb, is constantly up in the air, moving around the enclosure every time I'm in there. Every time I see her, the female, she's moving around, she's up, down, in her hide, on top of her hide, in her water dish, just moving around doing her thing.
Yep.
And then the male, on the other hand, that dude will be up on a branch, wrapped around, and won't move for like 3 days. He'll just straight lazy as shit in his hide.
Right.
3 days, lazy as shit in his water dish, getting a drink, chilling, soaking before a shed. Doesn't do a whole lot of moving. When I have him out, he explores for a few minutes, and then he's just chilling around my neck. Like I could work my whole day, and he'd probably move around 3 or 4 times. Her, I got to get up and move with her. I got to give her something to do. I got to let her get up on top of the enclosures or move around or go to her little playground that I have set up. People don't account for that. You know what I mean? It's just how the snake is. It's just like us. Like, I'm fucking lazy as shit. I love to sit around and play Fortnite. Some people love to go to the fucking gym and pound out weights.
I do both, you know. but yeah, that definitely plays a factor. And then a lot of the times, like, I've had people literally send me charts, and then they'll be like, "Oh, this is what you're supposed to be." Because I've had people, you know, being a content creator, I've had people like comment on some of my snakes, like, "Your snakes look overweight," and I'm just like, "Where?" So I literally had this girl like a couple months ago send me this chart, like, "This is how often you're supposed to be feeding your boa," and I'm looking, I'm like, that chart is from the 80s. No, what's wrong with you? Go to her page. She's got 2 ball pythons and a Hog Island boa, and you can see the Hog Island boa's ribs. And I'm just like, I'm supposed to listen to you? No, thank you. No, thank you.
Humble yourself, little girl. Man, social media, bro. Like, I respect to you for being a full-on content creator and everybody that does it, man. Like, I can't do the TikTok lives. I can't do the Instagram lives. I can't be actively showing off my animals because I get fucking pissed with that shit. Like, sit down and shut the fuck up, man.
But do you like money? Because that's why I do it.
See, I really don't, dude. I'm solid in my career, bro. I don't need to be a social media.
I am too. I work in healthcare, but I could never have too much. But also, I would like to do this full time. But even then, like I said, I'm born and raised in born in 92. We're 90s baby, through and through. There is not one thing anybody on the internet can say to me that's gonna piss me off. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, facts, but I don't know, man. It doesn't get under my skin, but it just gets old, bro. Like the repetitiveness of it,
and that's the thing. And that's the thing, because if you think about it like this, people are literally taking time out of their day to come and see what you're doing, whether they're saying anything negative or positive. They're taking time out of their day to come and see what you're doing
and talk shit.
I get people that say things in my videos all the time, and even then, people see me as like this super like meek, laid back, professional person. If Nicole's still in here, she probably gonna comment some smart shit. But I'll throw some shade back. I was cleaning tubs earlier, and I had walked away from the camera, and the guy was like, "Man, you need to buy a gym membership instead of buying snakes." I fucking laughed, and then I was like, "I did. Your fat ass mom is my personal trainer." You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna throw it right back. You know? Cause
yeah.
Like, don't throw it and can't catch it. Like, it is what it is. But I just decided I had to prepare myself for stuff like that, because now I will say on YouTube, I get people that try to argue with me, say stuff. I'm not gonna argue with you. I already made my point. I already said what I said. You can leave a comment saying whatever you want to say. I'm moving on to the next video. Same thing with TikTok. People want to say whatever, but see, TikTok literally is the app for you to get views. So the only reason I even respond to people on TikTok is to get views, because that gets me paid. So I do it because it's a part of what you're supposed to do. But do you think I care? No, that's not stopping me from sleeping. My bills are paid. My daughter's healthy. I don't care, because at the end of the day, my animals are good, and I keep it moving. At the end, and people, when you go looking for something with me, you're gonna get it. You gonna get it 100%. And I'm the type of person where it's like, I've been canceled on Instagram. I've been talked about. I don't care. I'm 30 years old, and this is what it's social media. I'm gonna be social, whether you like it or not. I'm gonna be social. However, when I put my phone down, I still have a real world to deal with around me. So that's why I don't care about this. This for me is fun. This is a hobby.
Yeah.
So when people, I'm the youngest of four, so I don't know much, about how you grew up, but in the black household, we crack jokes on each other, we pick on each other until you cry.
Hmm.
And that's literally what you have to deal with. And now it's just like now I just be like, somebody can call me a fat bitch. I don't give a fuck. Okay, your mama, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. They get on there, they get on there all the time. You look like T-Pain. Okay, cool. It's not reflecting in my bank account. Next one. Like it just doesn't phase me, and I think that's why I'm not bothered by a lot of things. And honestly, that was a talk that I had to have with myself before I realized that I wanted to do social media. Before I got on YouTube, I had to mentally prepare for some of the backlash, some of the whatever. You think I ain't been called the N word on social media? Most definitely. Do I care? No, because everybody's tough behind the keyboard. But I go to shows and nobody got that energy. It's completely different. I don't care.
Facts.
So I say all that to say, man, like focus on the fun aspect of everything you do. Because honestly, you don't want to do TikTok, but what's going to stop a random person from coming to this live and talking shit right now? You can't. It's the same thing, and all you're doing on TikTok is going live, showing off your animals. One thing I know about TikTok, it's always going to be the most bottom of the barrel, don't even keep reptiles person. The one that's, oh, I got chased by a snake when I was younger. The one that I kill copperheads for fun type person that's going to leave comments like that. You can't care because guess what? Commenting on your live is the highlight of their day. It's
That's
the highlight of
facts.
my day too, because when I get done and I see that transaction assistant pop up and I see how much I made, and guess what? I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. Like, so it doesn't matter. And that's the one thing that people get pissed off about is when they expect their comment to break you. In all actuality, you ain't doing nothing but adding fuel to the fire. Like if y'all met me in person, I am, and Nicole can attest to this because she thinks I'm the worst. I am a menace to society when I want to be, just because it's just like I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I got one life to live, and I'm not about to spend it being concerned about what somebody else is saying about me or what somebody else is doing. So you can crack your joke, you can say what you want, but best believe when I tell you your mama probably should have swallowed you, I don't want to hear you crying, and don't report my channel either because you should have shut the fuck up. It is what it is.
Yeah,
So
for real.
I'm definitely I'm telling you, bro. If you change your mind, because TikTok also is probably one of the best ways to go viral, but it's also one of the best ways to reach a bigger audience because the way TikTok is set up, you can literally make a video and it pushes it. It pushes it. So when I go live, I have an average of like 600 to 800 people. And you know what I do? Hey, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. Boom, I got new followers. So I'm just sending them back and forth. And when those people come, because out of the live, you're gonna have a good 2 or 3 people that's gonna talk some trash. But you got a good 150, 200 people that's fucking with what you're doing, and they're asking legit questions. They want to pick your brain about certain animals. Ask Nicole. Nicole didn't want to mess with TikTok for the same reason. She went live on TikTok for the first time, and she fucking killed it. I was so proud of her. She killed it. And now she goes regularly. And she got some dope stuff. So I'm telling you, man, I offer you the same advice. Fuck what people got to say. Listen, even the people not doing social media, it's people talking about them. We all own a reptile. So to somebody, we all weird. You gotta own that shit.
I
No,
feel
for
like they
sure.
just
Yeah.
look for that one thing. Like maybe you're not keeping them clean, or it's, they look for
They'll
something to
try,
pick
but
at.
but see, the beautiful thing is about social media, you control what you show them.
You right? You right?
See, and
So
that's
me personally, I keep a lot of my snakes in racks. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of that, so I don't talk about it.
Yeah,
Can I
me
see your
too.
enclosures? No, you cannot. I'll show you the snake though. I'll show them. I'll show the camera. They'll see me cleaning their racks, so they know that it's together. It ain't no Samson Pruitt shit. Need I say? But you know, you control what they see, and if people don't like it, I ain't got no problem doing this. If you don't like it, don't watch it. That is literally it. That's all. And like that is why it's so easy for me to be me on social media is because I just don't care. There's too much other things for me to worry about.
no, that's facts. All right, bet.
And
So,
And to keep it a buck, furthermore, not to keep beating the same point, I got 12,000 people on Instagram that fuck with me, and I got 12,000 people on TikTok that fuck with me. You think I care about what one or two people got to say? I don't.
I feel you.
That's
I
it.
feel you. So, would you do that flex your room challenge that MJ's got going around? Flex your trap?
Not right now. Hell no.
Yeah,
Right.
see, that's
'Cause I want to get my upgrades done, and my snakes are at my brother's store. If I did something like that, it's something that I want to be mine, my room. You know, it fully decked out, everything. So no.
no, for sure.
But
That's where
I
I'm
mean,
at
I
too.
do
Like
my
I
YouTube
want to.
videos and stuff in there, so I ain't hiding nothing. But
For sure. I'll tell you what, Chris, you ask some damn questions because I ain't let you talk at all. I gotta pee.
Bro, everything I wanted to ask, you already answered, and he already talked about. So now I'm like,
Bro, can we take a minute to admire my very first fucking ghetto Sub-Zero logo right there?
that's fire. I
no,
like
it's
it,
not.
man.
It's trash.
Hey, Nicole said the same thing about my logo, so it's okay. She said she didn't
Hey,
like it.
hey, respect. Dre gets it though because Dre's a Mortal Kombat fan.
But see
No.
where me and Nicole get along. Nicole, no, I don't give a fuck, and I'm gonna keep on moving. The same thing with her. We can voice opinions. We keep it moving. We talk trash, I probably won't like her hair tomorrow, and I'll probably tell her. But it's okay,
Oh, dude. Sure. But that's what like family is, though, right?
Facts.
Pick on each other
Facts.
and lift each
All
other
the
up.
time. All the time.
But
I'm
yeah,
on
I
her
do
good
have a
tomorrow.
question, Dre. How do you maintain all these animals? Like, how do you handle them? Do you like do 15 minutes one animal, 15 minutes another animal?
I mean, at the point I'm at now, I don't even time it, honestly. So I work from home, so it makes it easier for me to spend a lot of time with them. So
Okay.
I just post up with my laptop, and I just go through, check tubs while I'm cleaning. And honestly, I'll just hold them. Sometimes I'll hold them for like maybe even 5 minutes, and then put them right back just to sift through their tub, pull out, um, pull out any poop or pee or anything like that. Change whatever I got going on in there, and make content, do whatever. But um, rarely am I sitting down those days. Rarely are the days that I actually get to sit down. The only animal that I feel the need to have to do that with is the anaconda. That is the one animal that actually still gets that treatment because the rest of the animals they're pretty chill, versus so is your twist. But but the anaconda is probably the only animal that I feel like I have to take my time with. Everyone else is pretty chill. Like, even if they're defensive in their enclosure, once I get them out, they do perfectly fine.
Okay.
The anaconda is like hit or miss. It's either or. But yeah, I definitely I make it a point to make time. Like there has not been a week where I haven't, seen my snakes or handled my snakes, at least, 4 times that week. So and even then though with my schedule, because my schedule's a little hectic sometimes, um, I'll spread it out through days. So if I handle, out of 20 snakes, I'll handle 2 or 3 this day, 5 or 6 this day, and maybe another 2 or 3, and then the rest on this day. Sometimes I'll handle all 20 in 2 days. So it really depends because I also have lizards as well. So um, it really just kind of depends on how my week is set up. But I make it a point to make time for all of them. I don't have any help. I clean everything. I feed everybody. I do all my social media. I do all my editing. I do all my video. Everything is done by me. And that's it. I'm a one-man show. But
Damn.
it's nothing that I can't handle. Now, once it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna have to hire some help because I know exactly where I want to go. I mean, I know what I want to do. So once it gets to that point, then for sure. But as of now, I'm good to go. And I don't think that I would even trust anybody to do anything like that. So um, we'll see.
I don't know. For me, I feel like trying to hire somebody that'd be like hard because I don't really trust a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then trying to trust somebody off the streets to handle my animals,
No, and then
that's
just
hard.
given the caliber of animals that a lot of us keep, that the pied berm that I just got, I think was a pretty penny. So if I came to check on my animals after somebody was supposed to be taking care of it and it's gone, now somebody got to get shot because where is it? You know what I'm saying? So
For real. That's a thing, man. Like dude. Like MJ trusts. Damn it, I can never remember his business name, but man, he's been knowing him for years and years and years, and it's like that's the kind of trust that you have to have with somebody. And it's even then, like I'm not saying that Julio, right? Would do anything like that, but like, man, you just don't know when it comes down to that $10,000 animal that could easily get sold on Craigslist tomorrow. What's going to happen, you know? And it's really unfortunate. Speaking of employees, man, that's a good segue for what I want to touch on real quick. Dre.
I know where it's going.
Oh, for sure. I mean, man, you keep them, bro. Like you got 2 of them. You got Burms. We both just spoke on fucking carpets, bro. There's carpets in those fucking photos.
I got more on the way as well, but yeah.
Exactly. Man, like what are your thoughts? What are your feelings right now? Because Dre, I haven't been fucking with you for many years. It's recent that I discovered you, so forgive me. But I don't know that you've spoken about Samson, right? I know I've heard you and Lady Tiz talk about Slither. And it's like being in that boat with us, bro, because me and MJ done been going off about him and Jay's prehistoric death forever.
So how are
you feeling right now?
I have a very unique take on it. Because although I'm young, I've been in the reptile industry a long time. And this is something me and Nicole talked about yesterday. So I'm split. I'm 50-50. You know, like, obviously, what he's doing is not okay at all. But I'm 50-50. And I'm 50-50, like, how did people not know about this? Because this isn't the first time. And some of those pictures that were shared were pictures that I've seen before, like, years ago.
The rotting snake, bro.
Yeah, so I'm 50-50. Like, how did y'all not know about this? And then I'm also like, this motherfucker needs to be stopped. Like, you know?
Yeah, but I feel at the same time, I feel like somebody knew. They knew.
Of course, and that's what I'm saying. It's just like, how are we now here? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
how were we not here years ago?
Exactly. So there was a very unique post brought to my attention earlier that I want to speak on that has to do with the situation. And it kind of made me feel some type of way. Because this particular person was talking about the whole Samson Pruitt situation. But then they looped Michael Vick into it. And I was like, what the fuck? How did we get here? So it's goofy how instead of attacking the problem, we now have to bring in a completely different situation that was rectified years ago. And her response was, well, I don't want to hear anyone say he served his time because I'm not satisfied. But see, here's the difference. You aren't the one we care about being satisfied. We don't care. We don't. We have to satisfy everyone else that actually matters. And the simple fact that you took the focus off of what's going on now and brought up something that happened years ago makes no sense. It's that passive-aggressive behavior, that selective outrage that I don't like. Because I don't know if you guys are familiar, there's also a girl on YouTube that was on YouTube, Taylor Nicole Dean. She was real popular with animals. Nobody gave her this same type of behavior. She killed like 40-some animals in 1 year. But nobody gave her the same type of behavior. Oh, well, she has a mental illness. She's on drugs. That's not an excuse.
No, it's not. When did that happen?
All you got to do is type in Taylor Nicole Dean. Everything pops up. But half of social media will still, and she still has reptiles, will still vouch for her that she had a mental illness and that's okay. No, it's not okay. But anyways, going back to Samson, it definitely is a situation that needs to be rectified. I'm glad people are talking about it. However, I don't like the direction that it's going in a certain point. Because again, it's selective outrage. Like, to tell people who they should and shouldn't talk to throw all this backlash out here.
But it's always been like that.
It doesn't feel it. I know, trust me. Like I said, they tried to cancel me before over a fucking meme. It doesn't feel genuine, and it's like, are you guys really upset because of what's going on, or are you guys literally trying to make this a movement to add clout to what you're doing? Because if we really wanted to do this, then y'all would stop buying shit from this motherfucker.
Hold on. Hard. I think we went through this at the December of last year. Remember that whole fucking cancel MJ thing and Oh, well, fuck MJ. No, you were chasing clouds. Sit down and shut the fuck up, because now you back in the trap, like fucking with the trap. Shut up.
But
that's a good point.
The thing. And that's another thing is when people are wrong, nobody ever apologizes. They just move on.
Mm-hmm.
Just move on.
Yeah,
So
I'm like, that's the human thing, though. We don't admit we're wrong. We never do. It's hard.
I do.
some of
I
us
mean,
can.
I can, but I'm just saying, not everybody
I came
can.
out on camera and said I was a
Some of us
fuckhead
can,
for
but
what I did to Benjamin.
What
Oh,
cracks
yeah, I
me,
remember.
and I'm not saying that this shouldn't have been called out. I'm definitely glad it was, but what I'm saying is I don't like how people can take something without doing research and run with it, but look the other way when other things are going on in the community as well. You can't pick and choose what to be happy or sad over. It doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna be mad about one thing, be mad about everything.
No, for
Especially
sure.
when it comes to the animals, because again, whoa, the pictures, crazy.
That's disgusting. Oh,
And no,
But
that's where I'm at. Like I'm in a heated debate with somebody about Jay's prehistoric death, bro. Again, he's a local routine keeper, so I invited him on the podcast. I ain't heard shit yet, but hey, if we're gonna hold everybody to that standard, we're gonna hold everybody, bro. Jay's not an exclusion because he's got a fucking popular following.
But the same people that like Jay don't like Brian. That doesn't make any sense to me either.
Man, that gets under my skin, bro.
wait, Brian
the ones
Barchett?
the ones that be talking shit about Brian Barczyk are the same ones dick riding Jay.
Why?
They be all up in Jay Prehistoric's bullshit, but they hate Brian because of some bullshit that happened back in 2010 that they don't
Listen
even
here.
know about. They just know of it. They never looked
Listen
in.
here. When you can, the reason I give Brian his respect, and I'm gonna make this quick. You know, I'm not gonna bring any more issues to what he's already got going on. But the reason I give Brian his props is simply for the simple fact that in the reptile world, people feel like nobody's supposed to make mistakes. Nobody ever makes mistakes. Oh, you know, I got this snake and it died, you know, in 6 years. But we know the lifespan of most snakes is about 20 years. So what if we
Mhm.
called you out for your husbandry? Because 9 times out of 10 is probably what it was from. But the simple thing is, people bash Brian so much, not realizing the shit that he did is the reason why a lot of us are pushing for this husbandry stuff now, is because he showed how to do it. He went through certain things and showed, like, okay, oh, can't do this, can't do that, can't do this, can't do that. Now y'all pushing for these zoo-like and bioactive enclosures, but y'all weren't the ones that created that shit. It was already out there. Not to mention the same people that y'all don't like, the snakes that y'all have are coming from the racks that y'all quote unquote don't like. It doesn't make any sense. So the same thing that y'all refute and y'all bash against, you still support. So you hate Brian, but you cool with Jay. I'm sorry, me personally, I have a lot more respect for somebody that realizes what they were doing wasn't the best and they make proper changes to do so, to be a better figure for people he knows is watching, versus somebody who refuses to change.
100.
And
What?
I've met both in person. I've met both in person at Tinley. The sad part about Jay was actually probably one of the most humble people that I spoke to. Dude was super cool, down to earth. But when he gets behind that camera, he turns into a different person. That's the problem.
The money got to him, bro. Let's be fucking real here. So way back when, Jay, this is what people don't understand. I do hold a face, and this is probably one of the only podcasts I will ever talk about this on. Jay is owed respect for what he did for the Retic community. Jay has done a lot of historical shit, but just because, and same thing with that motherfucker Peter Call, just because you did a lot of shit for this industry, ain't that get out of jail free card. Just because you help fund and found and do a bunch of cool shit doesn't give you that get out of jail free card. Brian did a lot of shit. Brian's admitted to his wrongs. Brian's one of those people that steps up and is like, hey, you know what? Maybe I wasn't right. Let me change this. And moves forward. And he continues to push. And, you know, God forbid what he's going through. I hope, dude, I can't even speak on that without fucking tearing up. But I hope Brian makes it, because Brian's what this industry needs. Brian deserves the fame that Jay has, because Brian did a lot of cool shit and he never went back. It was like, well, fuck all of you guys. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to let this money get to my head and I'm not going to keep progressing. Every single time you turn around, that Reptarium is 10 times better than it was yesterday. And it's all stuff that you're not going to see. It's new hides. It's new climbing areas. It's new additions to things that he's not putting on the blog. Jay, it's the same fucking facility that's been there for the last however many years. Same damn enclosures, same damn retics, same damn bad behaviors. There's no advancement. None
But it's
whatsoever.
unfortunate. The reason why Jay's never going to go anywhere is because no matter how bad we fight against it, there's so many people out there who aren't as versed as us in reptiles. They may not even have reptiles yet, but they support it. They give their money, so it only supports him. So we can fight against it all day, but as long as he's still getting paid, as long as his store is still open, as long as he's able to still get animals to sell people, it's not gonna happen. And unfortunately, I'm a realist, so we can fight these battles all day, but until we get to the root of the real problem, it's not gonna change.
I was like, isn't that the same thing with Samson though? People are gonna still keep buying from him regardless of what we say.
And that's what I said earlier. If y'all really want to see him go away, stop buying from him. Now, I will say, I do think it's interesting though. As much as he's done, why he isn't in jail. I mean, that I do find that very curious. But again,
because of reptiles, bro. He
so
fucked up with the dogs and he went to jail.
I'm gonna be honest about it. And this may sound fucked up to some people. Is crazy, and this is just where I'm at with the situation. As crazy as it sounds, and as messed up as what he did or is doing or has done, the reason I can't care that bad is because he's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants to do, regardless of what backlight. Like, us talking about him on social media is not gonna stop him from keeping animals. So at the end of the day, I can't give a fuck that much because I got my own animals to worry about. So that's why I made the one post about it just to show people like this is what happens when you neglect your animals. But I'm not about to beat a dead horse because we all know everyone that didn't know who Samson Pruitt is or was, either it was under a rock or they haven't been in the industry long enough. I was breeding bearded dragons and I knew who Samson Pruitt was before I even got into snakes. So it's just like people just want something to talk about.
Nah, for sure. I mean, I think I'm on the opposite spectrum of you, Dre, on the fact that like the more that we share it out, the more people know, so that we can get to those keepers before they end up on the Are you on the Slither Files on Facebook?
Nah, I'm not.
Just do me a favor, bro. Jump on there and just scroll it. You ain't got to join. Join if you want to. Help support the cause. But go through there and look at all the remorseful keepers that had no fucking clue. And it's the new keepers that we're referencing now. The people that have only been in for a year and they've never stumbled upon your podcast, my podcast, or MJ's. Just three that have been kind of going on about this. The more that we put it out there, the better. A lot of people, believe it or not, when Morph Market canceled his ass. Shout the fuck out to Darian, by the way, just real quick, because that's what we need though. Because before it's this nonsense, right? Like I told this other retic keeper, oh, that's just how it is. Oh, that's just how it is. That no, that not anymore. That selective group of the OGs and the Titans, they're seeing their way out. They're either walking out of the industry or they're being kicked out of the industry. It's not, oh, that's how it is anymore. That's not okay. We don't keep faceless retics. We don't abuse our berms. We don't shove carpets in tubs. I know it's still happening, but not to that scale. Because if we don't check it now, if we don't put the word out there, we're going to have more Samson Pruitts. We're going to have more Jays.
Because that's the pictures that I've seen. That's past neglect. That's just not giving a fuck. That's not
losing control.
Yeah, that's a like that's nah.
I know what's going on, and I'm just going to let it keep happening. But the more that we share it, the more new keepers know, and the more that the word gets out there, man. And we need things like Morph Market to do what they did. Shout out to Darian, man.
And my thing is, I'm not saying we shouldn't share it. I'm just saying, from how we've seen how things have gone, there's always going to be that group of people that are going to follow. Look at Bob Clark. Same
He's
shit.
still here.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's how he's here. I don't know, man. But I got a feeling in my heart, man, this time that we're going to see through with three of the Titans. One of them probably is going to continue to exist, but Samson and Bob I see falling this time. This is it. This is the nail in the coffin. Yeah, they're still going to have that minimal support, but in order to cancel somebody, we do what we did to Russia. We cut off every resource that we can. We make them bleed from the end. We make them bleed out. Like, that's all there is to it. Like, yeah, you're going to get some pennies, but we took it from dollars to pennies. Like, now you're suffering. Now you really feel the constraints of what you did. That's the only way that we're going to ever make progress. And prior to this, Samson was on Morph Market. Samson was able to attend shows. Beyond why it happened now, I don't know, but I'm taking for what I can. The same thing needs to happen to Jay, and the same thing needs to happen to Bob Clark and all these other mass producers that are out there. There's a laundry list of mass producers that do the same exact shit that faceless retics, faceless or injured boas, hurt animals because they're just being mass produced and neglected. Like, it's not okay anymore. Like, this new wave, like, we need to ride it. We need to make a change. We can't let it, this is just how it is. Like, that's not acceptable anymore. Not to me, not to any of the new age keepers.
I agree.
You know, and if we keep pushing, man, we stick to our guns. And dude, trust me, I feel bitter, bro. Like, I didn't really want to say this on camera, but when this Samson Pruitt shit popped off, I'm like, dude, a good part of me was like, where the fuck were you guys? We have been saying this. We've been talking about this dude for years. We've been talking about Jay. We've been talking about Bob. Where was the outrage then when it mattered the most and we could have saved animals' fucking lives?
We can't act like there isn't a good old boy system in the reptile world. Just like every other breeder, they have friends that support what they do. And that's going to keep them in the loop. So it's like, even if we get upset about it, there's still people, like I said, there's still people that are going to fuck with them. Not saying that they shouldn't be friends, because, again, I'm grown. I don't care who talks to who don't talk to who, but stop abusing animals. That's really all I care about. I'm not wishing the man dead. I'm not wishing harm on him. Stop killing and abusing animals, because if you know you're not going to take care of the animal as you should or to the best of your ability, why are you in it?
Yeah, that's exactly. I think that's really what it's come to, man. We're not playing Pokemon cards anymore. We're keeping animals. This ain't a big trading card game. They're not trading cards. They're living creatures that have breath, that need water, that need care, that need special care. They're not. Man, they're not easy to take care of. They're really not. Like, in comparison to some of the other animals that you could just go out there and have as a pet and, you know, just kind of let it do its thing, like a dog. You know what I mean? You feed and water a dog, you walk it, and that's it. Dogs are pretty simple for the most part, unless you get into a specialized species. Getting a fucking lab, you know, labs are really, really easy to take care of. It's not getting a dog. You don't have to change the dog's enclosure. You don't have to go through your house and, you know, clean out bedding and make sure your dogs have certain heat temps and certain cool temps, and clean, making sure they have clean water, but not making sure it's purified. Mammals are way more simple to take care of. Is what I'm trying to get at. It's not the same. And that, I think the mental is really starting to hammer home on that now more than ever, that you can't shove 100 snakes in a fucking 50 rack system. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I see Dre's point, I see Nicole's point, and I'm like siding with Dre and Nicole.
No, Nicole's got facts right there, bro. Like, they're the cancer behind some of these titans, bro. Like the things that have happened, man. Like it's tough, man. It's so tough to just sit here and, you know, to know that it's gonna keep happening too. It's gross.
And that's what like's going through my head right now.
I don't disagree with you, Nicole. There's another admin on that page I strongly agree with, and I back 100%. I just kind of turn a blind eye to Rodney for now. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I got to keep my focus on Samson. But that's, again, yeah, yeah, that's a subject I'm not ready for yet, Nicole. We can talk, though. I can't stand that guy and what he's done to certain people.
I just feel like you say, that Facebook page is a good system and everything to go look at it, and they could push it, but at the same time I feel like it's just gonna go back in the circle. He's still gonna be there. You're still gonna be there.
This time is different, man. I'm telling you, there's something different about this movement. There's more eyes on this than there's ever been in the industry. People are fucking listening. things are actually getting shared out and they're continuously getting shared out. I don't think this one's just for the hype. I know some people are using it to chase clout, but I think a lot of people feel passionate now. This is more, it's got more momentum behind it than the previous time that Samson's been brought up. And again, one big difference that we see now versus then, Morph Market canceled him. Darian stepped up to the plate and he said enough is enough, and he kicked him off Morph Market. That's a huge move. That's one of the biggest selling points of this industry. You can sell animals, but it's not as easy if you're not through Morph Market. Everybody knew coming in, Dre, correct me if I'm wrong, you send them to Morph Market, right? If you ain't got it and you don't know somebody local, or if they're in, let's say, California, hey, go to Morph Market. Even people that I know on a personal basis, hey, go to Morph Market. We're going to do this transaction through Morph Market.
And I've gotten a few of my animals off Morph Market.
So what Darian did was huge. A lot of the Hamburg banned him, a bunch of local places out there, a bunch of smaller shows, even if he won't make his way out there, or saying absolutely not. Like, it's a big, big difference this time. And I really, really think this is it. We need to continue on this, and we can't let Samson be the only one.
Man. What does it say? Sacramento police was there and did nothing.
See, and that the switch the subject, but keep it within the realm of Samson, Nicole. That's facts. Because again, it's not cats and dogs. You know what I mean? It's the same thing that we saw happen with FWC. It's reptiles. We're such a small group, and people see them as evil animals. They don't have the hearts that we do for them. Some people rejoice seeing this kind of shit. It's fucking disgusting.
I feel Dre too, because I'm like, ugh.
Because it's just like, and I might be hated, for what I'm about to say, but it's like me being a realist. Let's say, cool, we cancel them, we kick them off of all selling platforms of snakes. But how? That's not the problem. The problem is he still has reptiles. That's the issue. He shouldn't even be able to get anything that he can keep. So being able to take someone off social media, okay, cool. I guess that's cool. But him not being able to harm another animal is the goal. He will still have business. Just like Nicole said.
He still has a business.
Which I've seen for myself. He doesn't, a lot of those older, breeders anyway, don't do business on Morph Market because they don't want to, and they know the stipulations behind it. So if we had, because there's so many people in the world, we have so many people jumping into the reptile industry anyway. So just by word of mouth, there was literally someone on my TikTok earlier telling me Samson Pruitt and Bob Clark were the best retic breeders in the world, and I'm just like, I'm not even about to entertain this comment because I just don't care. But I said, hey, if that's the information you receive, by all means, do what you need to do. But again, like Nicole's saying in this comment, people are still going to fuck with it. Like,
yeah.
Like I said, I'm not saying no awareness should be brought, but at the end of the day, there's only so much that we can do on social media.
Yeah, that's facts.
You can't.
And it's, I mean, I don't know, man. It's like us versus the government. It's David and Goliath, but I think we have a slingshot. Like, if there's a will, there's a way, and it's not easy. Because, right, you say, like, what if you can't get another reptile? Then we just got to hold to that standard, man. Like, yeah, there's going to be ones that dwindle in, but I'm telling you, we got to at least minimize. You know what I mean? We got to speak for the animals. We got to fight in every way, shape, or form.
So my thing is, with knowing how social media works, what's going to happen in 2 more weeks when everybody goes back to their regular posting and nobody's posting about this shit anymore? It's not going to matter. And he's going to have time to do what he needs to do. Hell, he could have joined some other reptile platform that we don't know about. As long as he's making money off of reptiles, that is always going to be the problem. That's all I'm saying. Like, so basically, what I'm saying is there is not one for sure 100% way to stop this from happening. Not from social media.
Yeah.
It's like Jesse says, like how we like do something like remove his animals from him. We can't. It would have to be like FWC or something.
and then we're playing with fire, man. That's the biggest thing with
I mean,
this,
but
man.
even then, though, if he lived in Florida, seeing how those animals are, FWC might have just fucking hired him. They kill snakes.
That's
He
fucking
kills snakes
facts,
on
man.
TV. So it's really just like, I mean, but yeah, in South Carolina, yeah, but I mean, let's think about that for a minute, though. There's also, when the whole Tiger King documentary was performed or recorded, it was Doc Anto's in South Carolina. He also was under the same scrutiny. He didn't go to jail. So it's just like, it's really now just a question of, is South Carolina going to do anything?
Yeah,
Because, I mean, we, again, sharing, posting, cool, we made it aware. But again, not everybody can and will see this. So in 10, 15 years down the line, if, you know, my daughter or her daughter, or my daughter or her friend, her friend's friend decides they want to get into snakes. Ooh, I want to go to Slitted Retics. They're still in business. And there's nobody there to tell them, hey, don't do that. All the work that's being done now is moot. It's a moot point. So I'm not, I hate to be like I don't know, I hate to be that person, but it's the reality of it is, like this. Everybody's like, well, what's the solution? Unless you can physically go down there and arrest the man yourself, there's no solution.
and see that,
Unless somebody is going to stop him from keeping snakes. And Nicole made another valid point. I'm supposed to go to Animal Con. And everybody's saying to unfollow her, but look, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you why this isn't working. Because I'm going to check Cass's Instagram now.
No, she's been removed.
Removed from where? From Animal Con?
Mm-hmm.
But the crazy part is, since then, she's gained more followers.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, bro.
Because you gotta remember, they may see those pictures.
Look how many followers she has.
They see what she's posting. So to them, oh, I don't care what they have to say. That snake looks great. Because you got to remember, we're on social media, so none of us have actually gone to see this facility. So,
man, like this is the shit that makes me not want to be a part of this industry. Like, straight the fuck up. Like this is the shit. Like, this is the shit that does keep me up at night, knowing that this shit's going on and that bitch's fucking following is going up. Like, I can't. Like, how do you accept this shit? You know what I mean? Like, whether we can or can't do something, the least we could do is hit an unfollow button. The least we could do is cut them off.
So I'm gonna hit you with a headline. May like it, may hate it. I was raised in a very worry about what you can control type of environment, and that's exactly what the fuck I do. I understand that not everybody's gonna do right by certain things, but I'm not Superman. I can't fix everything. But what I can do is make sure that I'm not the next motherfucker that ends up being shared for this thing or for that thing or for neglected animals. I can use that and make sure, you know, in those days when I feel like, man, I just feel like I'm just not doing what I need, I can make sure I'm not that person. That's it. And bro, Levi, trust me, I get it. I understand your plight, but you can only do so much. And then what? You gonna drive yourself crazy? You got a whole life outside of social media. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna drive yourself crazy outside of that.
Yeah, but I mean, nah, man, it's not necessarily like, yeah, the social media like gets me fired up, but man, it's just the fact that I just have my mainland out, man. Like, I can't. It literally keeps me up at night knowing these animals are suffering, knowing that there are people out there that are doing this shit, man. Like, when MJ talks about that fucking anger that comes out, man, like it's true. It's facts, man. Like, I get we can only control ourselves, but man, it brings out my inner passion, and that's protecting animals. Again, speaking for these animals, man, like, they can't defend themselves. They can't stop it. So
and that's a fact.
What the fuck do we need to do that?
But that's like me being super sad, and don't get me wrong, there's certain things that I am super sad about, but there are things that go on all around the world that I can't fix.
No,
So
for
why
sure,
can't
and
I
I get it.
stress myself? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm gonna do my part. Like, yo, look, don't buy from this dude. And if people choose to, then that's on them. But I can't get hung up on it
See,
because
but
I'm busy focusing on becoming one of those people that has a bigger platform that can help people. Like, hey, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't do like. Just I don't want to force anybody because again, people are gonna do whatever they want to do. That's it. That's all.
yeah, but not only that, there's also people out there that like that stuff, which is sickening part. People actually
Yeah.
like seeing snakes like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's like that question I keep asking, Levi. Remember, you're like, because that's who we are. That's human nature. I'm
yeah.
like, I don't
No,
get
I
it.
know, man. I don't know. Jerry's right. Like I will drive myself crazy over this though. It's just who I am, man. Like I can't let it go. It's not what I do. I can't just accept it. Like I'm not Dre. Like respect to you, Dre. Like it takes a lot, man, to be able to let like something like that go, man. Because I'm telling you, I go into that main lens enclosure, I think about that shit, man. Like what
Mm-hmm.
it's our jobs as humans to protect these animals. And it's not just captive animals, it's the wild animals. And trust me, this ain't the only thing I'm fucking passionate about. I fucking hate the developments, man. Like you can ask my wife in the truck. I go from a laughing and loving conversation to just sheer fucking piss the fuck off when they start ruining the desert out here. Because I think about
Yeah.
the animals. I think about the coyotes. I think about the javelina. I think about the fucking deer, man. Like, people don't stop to fucking think about the world. The plants, the trees, the fucking shrubs, man. Like,
But
we
that's the
don't.
thing. That's the thing. We got to stop making excuses for them. We can't say they're not thinking about it. They are. They don't care. That's the biggest thing we have to accept. It's not that they didn't know or they didn't research this or they didn't no, they don't care. That is literally what it's all down to. Like we have to normalize holding people accountable. I'm where I'm at, especially where I'm at in my life now. I don't do second chances because I'm too old to remind you what you should and should not be doing, especially when it comes to me. So therefore, I shouldn't have to tell you don't disrespect me. That's just what it is. Just like you shouldn't have to tell because if we're gonna be honest, you said it yourself. Developers, their job is to develop, and by any means necessary, they're gonna do that. They don't care what the cost is because it's not affecting them. They're
Yeah,
getting paid to develop something to bring business. They don't care. They don't care what animals are in the area. Come on now, because I mean, let's be honest. The house all three of us live in now, I guarantee you, it all used to be forest, desert, whatever.
yeah.
It was
No, it's
developed
true.
at one point in time. So we can't say they don't know. Yeah, they know.
They don't care.
They know. They don't care.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
don't care. And again, back to my point with the whole Samson thing. We can do whatever we want. You think he cares? No.
You know,
Why do you think he keeps doing it? He don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
And when
facts.
you come across people that don't care, there's nothing you can do with that. Because me personally, it be some stuff I don't be caring about either because I can't. You can't pay me to care about the last time I cared about something somebody said about me. Okay,
Yeah, that's true.
I can't pay a bill with your opinion. I don't care.
Yeah,
So
facts.
it's just when you look at the technicality when you on social media. Don't get me wrong, on social media, seeing everybody sharing it, everybody riled up. It looks good. It looks really good. But when you look at the lifespan of when that happens on social media, what's the end result?
Nothing.
Everybody, everybody starts up, everybody's riled up, woohoo! Everybody's posting, and then it stops. It stops, and everybody forgets about it, and everybody moves on. Taylor Nicole Dean.
I just looked at her follower count. It's fucking gross too. I Yeah, that case in point. All right, man. Fuck it. Let it go.
I'm not saying you shouldn't fight for the right things. I'm just saying be rational on how you do it. If you
No, for
see
sure.
something like because again, you're gonna waste your time. And honestly, that's time and effort you could be putting into making sure your animals don't end up that way. That's it. That's it. I got 20 snakes to feed and take care of, so damn, like I'll sit there and be scrolling like, yo, this is crazy. That's fucked up. Get back to my animals, like gotta do what I gotta do.
You right. You right.
Because even then though, because at the end of the day, it's hurtful that those animals ended up like that. But whose money do you think he's losing by doing that? It's not mine. He spent money on them animals. My calorie tick, my pied burn, my IMG, the Gila monster, the beaded lizard. Like, I'm a working man and I'm a single dad. It cost me some pretty pennies, so you better believe I'm gonna get my money's worth.
Oh shit! Wait, you're a single dad?
Yeah, I've been single for a couple of years now. Yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't know. Hats off to you, man.
Her loss. Her loss. It is what it is. Like because again, that's the situation that made it worse for me. Just stop giving a fuck. You can't. Because that when I was in that situation, I did care. 6 years, but now seeing how that situation played out, okay, cool. That's how you want to do it. Keep it moving. And now I apply that shit to everything in life. And guess what? I've been much happier since then. Because I don't have to worry about other people's feelings. There's only one girl on this earth that I care about how she feels about me. And that's my daughter. So aside from that, I apply that to the reptile stuff too. As long as my little one ain't in danger, look, I don't give a fuck what nobody else is doing. As long as she's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, again, like, it's no different than turning on the news and seeing some tragic shit that's going on around the world. It's fucked up. Shit, look at the shit that just happened in Canada and New York, and it was all smoky. Shit was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck am I going to do about it?
Yeah, facts.
So unless there's a real solution, unless there's real change, I try not to involve myself in it.
You right. I feel it. All right. Shit.
I'm just right. I'm like thinking still, like even on top of that, like could there be like a petition or something?
Yeah, but then, man, we gonna get into a whole nother conversation with that shit. Do we want to involve the fucking government, man? Because this is the same exact shit we're saying we don't do.
But see, my thing is, how many of us? My thing is, how many of us live in South Carolina?
Not many.
Fucking not.
So if we get a petition started, it's not gonna matter because it's not in that state.
Yeah, this is true.
To do something.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Sure.
Yeah, look how the Tegu ban went. Not the same state, but same area. Fucking yeah, same gist.
and again, it's in the South. We know most people in the South don't even like reptiles. So, like you said, they probably don't care. They're like, "Damn, he doing our job for us."
Yeah, that's facts, man. It's disturbing to think about, but you're not wrong.
Right? You know, like, but again, that's just how I process things. It's just like I'll see something and I'll read it, and I'm just like, let me play devil's advocate real quick. How is this? How do I want this to play out, and how is it really going to play out? Two different scenarios.
Yeah, that's the truth. Very, very true. Shit. Bye, man. Here's what we're going to run a segment. We can't do what you Sexin because you ain't breeding yet. Or you're not breeding, right?
Not currently, no.
All right, man. We're going to run one of our newer segments. Dre, wait, do you have a facility or are you running out of your house?
So, my brother runs a store here. It's Fish and Reptiles. And my snakes stay at the Fish and Reptile store just because it's easier for me to maintain the snakes because of the temperature is great. Humidity, everything is perfect there. The lizards are at the house just because they're a lot more forgiving. Like if something fluctuates, but the snakes I can't afford to for something to mess up. So I split them up. So yeah, but yeah.
Okay, so you got something to flex though?
Not right. I'm at home. I mean, I could definitely relocate and pull out. I could pull out the Gila monster or something. Yeah.
Do it, bro.
All
Show
right,
us what you're flexing.
Let me get this together real quick.
Bro, something keeps biting me in my damn room. This mosquito flew in here. Look at this. Look at this shit. God damn.
Bro, let me show you something.
What you gonna flex on me now?
It's an electric fly swatter, bro. This thing is God's grace, dog. Telling you see that motherfucker flying? Bah! Zap!
Matter of fact, Chris, for you, I might even. Okay, hold on, boo boo.
My kill count with this is higher than Samson's.
Cayman for you.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's go. That's a hard flex. Damn, dude, I don't think anybody's flexed on that hard yet, bro. Dre gonna take the trophy.
Hold on, so I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna go get my light real quick, and then I can go grab. I'm on my iPad, so I can't just mount my phone.
How the hell do you run off your iPad? I've been trying to run off mine for the longest time.
I just use Safari and just use the link. So when you send me the link, I've sent the link to my iPad, and then I was able to log on to Safari, and then I just put sync my AirPods with my iPad. I do all of my podcasts with my iPad. I do all my lives with my phone. It's just way convenient. All right, got the light on. All right, so y'all want to see Cayman or Gila monster first? Which one?
Bro, let's kick it off with the Gila, and then let's go to the Cayman.
Got you. I'll be right back. So I keep
small
them
flex to big flex, baby.
I don't know. The Gila monster's bigger. But
yeah, but you said it ain't as wild, bro. Like you flexing a Cayman, dog. Like that's not every day.
It's still venomous though. But that Cayman bite is something fierce.
Have you been bit by him yet?
The Cayman or the
Gila? The Cayman.
I've been bit by the Cayman multiple times. I would rather take a bite from the Cayman, only because I know nothing's gonna happen, other than it hurting like a bitch. But the Gila monster, no fucking thank you. He's nice and fat too. Just ate a couple of days ago. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, sorry, it took a while.
No, you good?
This is ODB. This is my Gila monster.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, she likes to say hi to all the reptiles. So this is the Gila monster. He's come down the steps, please. He's actually an Arizona reticulated. So these are the ones that you would actually find out in Arizona if you've seen them in the wild. He's a full-grown 6-year-old male. This is full-grown.
Damn, that's big.
Oh, that thing's so beautiful.
Tail. So they actually, the cool thing about them is they actually, they can go without water for 6 months to a year.
Yeah, they're extremely reclusive, man.
So that's why that tail is so fat, because they can actually use the hydration from their tail to survive. But he's actually very laid back. Like you said, I give him chin rubs. I have no problems with him. My beaded lizard, however, is a problem. You can see I rub his head. He puts that head up like, yes.
That's awesome.
Not something I recommend. Yeah, not something I recommend. But I've had him for. So the guy I got the pied burn from, I got him from a couple of years ago. And as you can see, he was a monster. He had a bunch of chicken hearts a couple of days ago. Ooh. But, I mean, super beautiful animal. Super fun to work with. I actually had him out. I have him outside every now and then. When he's outside, though, he turns into a beast. He turns into a whole different animal. So I definitely have to glove up. But other than that, man, they're beautiful. I love his pattern, too, because it's that bright orange. It's like a pinkish orange yellow.
Yeah.
And chunky dude. But
yeah, that's
insane. Honestly, with him, I only wear the glove because they got those super sharp claws.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to worry about him biting. He's literally just super laid back. The beaded lizard is definitely a problem. His name is DMX. But this is ODB. And then Are you guys familiar with how the venom delivery system works in these guys?
Yeah, they're in the upper glands, not the, or wait, is it the lower?
Other way
Right?
around. So
Yeah, they're in the lower,
with
not
them,
in the upper like a
yeah,
rattlesnake.
these are their venom glands right here. These fat pieces right here. So with them though, they don't just bite you and the venom is in there. They have to actually chew it into you. So they have grooves in their teeth, and basically once they bite down and start chewing, there's obviously going to be like blood and there's a wound. That venom seeps down in that wound, and that's how basically the venom gets in there. However, these guys do not use their venom to subdue prey because, as you can see, these guys are very, well, you can't see, but they move very slowly. They walk very slowly. So they only eat things that cannot get away from them. So they eat like a lot of baby birds, or they love eggs, anything that can't get away. Their venom is strictly for protection. So naturally in Arizona, if they were to get walked up on by a bird or a coyote or anything out there that can eat them, they will actually flip their tail around and bite, or flip their head around and bite them and chew until that venom is in there. And typically, Gila monster venom is fatal to other animals. It is not to humans unless you have underlying heart conditions. There has not been a recorded bite from a Gila monster since the 1800s, but it is not going to feel very good. Your hand is going to swell up like twice the size of what it's supposed to be, and it's going to be very, very painful. You are going to be pooping a lot. You are going to have a fever for like 48 to 72 hours, so it's not going to be fun. But another cool thing about them is their venom is actually used for diabetes medicine. So that's why, like, when a lot of people are like, "Oh, they kill certain venomous snakes," you're taking away from resources that you may need in the future. So these guys specifically, their venom is actually used in diabetes medicine to help people with diabetes. So something cool about them.
That's badass, man.
Yeah, they're cool. And then another thing, real quick, Gila monsters and beaded lizards do not have scales. They have same skin that crocodiles and crocodilians have. They have osteoderms. Theirs are just a lot smaller. So all
That's
these
so fun.
beads right here, you can see a lot more on his head. Those are all basically bone. So these guys feel exactly like what people think snakes feel like. Super rough, super like, if you like, it feels almost like sandpaper, but just not magnified. It's just like the bumps are pretty big. So you can literally, like, if I was to like rub my knuckle on his back, and you can see it looks like a scratch. So it's pretty rough, and it's obviously for protection. But yes, these guys are cool.
Yeah, they need it out here, bro. The shrubs and everything ain't no joke.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And it's funny because although they're native to the desert, they do not like to be hot. So his hot spot is only at like 85. They spend most of their time in burrows. I mean, they raid burrows, looking for food, or they sleep a lot. So this dude actually will literally sleep like a full 24 hours. Like he'll literally open his eyes, look around, and then close his eyes back around, and that is it. So yeah,
That's how.
pretty cool though.
That's why they're so hard to find in the wild, man. They're literally reclusive animals.
Yep, because if you're not out at night, you're not going to see them. And then beaded lizards, on the other hand, are semi-arboreal. So they'll climb trees to get food, and it's funny because you see he's 17 inches, so he's decently sized. However, beaded lizards get double. They get like 30, almost 3 foot. Can you imagine a 3 foot lizard that's venomous that can climb? Hell no, no thank you. So let me go put this guy back, and I'll go get Poseidon so you guys can see
shit.
her.
Here we go.
If you hear me say "ow," I'm okay. I promise.
That's a badass name too, Poseidon.
Yeah, it's funny. I thought it was male. She's not even confirmed, but just seeing like the head structure, they're caiman, just like most snakes, are sexually dimorphic, so you can physically look at them and tell the difference between sexes. She's small compared to. I mean, she's still a nice sized animal, but compared to a male, she looks small. So
the males get bigger in caimans?
yeah, and lizards in general, males usually get bigger.
Okay.
Yep. All right.
So the fucking opposite of snakes, where you're putting like a stunted looking snake to a female.
Exactly. Already trying to bite me, huh?
Already.
Just don't pee on me tonight. I'm not really in the mood for that. I don't know if you guys can hear, but that's her hissing. That's
yeah.
She's
He's like,
Yeah. Yeah. There she is.
oh, she is pissed.
She's not happy at all.
Oh,
Oh
So,
man.
not happy at all, but she's getting there, getting some size finally. I'm not squeezing her at all. I literally have my hands open. The gloves literally, because the osteoderm, as you can see, not happy,
Ooh.
but the osteoderms on the back of their neck is crazy. But the cool thing about Dwarf Cayman is as small as they are, they have the most osteoderms of all crocodilians. So that is cool. They also, this specific species is a smooth front. This is the most terrestrial species of crocodilian. You see, their webbing is very, very small. These guys will actually come up on land and sleep like a lizard would. So she actually has hides, and she'll come up. She'll sleep under them as well, and they act like lizards sometimes. So that's pretty cool. But to be able to feel like what they feel like is dope.
That's so cool,
They have
man.
that fat tail, and man, it's yeah. So
Oh, she is not happy,
not
bro.
happy
That's
at all.
insane.
Not happy at all. But that's typical, you know. So she will get she's a smooth front paleo. Okay, I hear you. Paleosuchus trigonatus, and then there's Paleosuchus palpebrosus, which is the Cuvier's, which is the most popular pet caiman that most people have. Smooth fronts get around 6 foot, so she will be pretty big. If you go on my Instagram, there's a picture of me actually holding one. That was a female. That was a full-grown female smooth front caiman.
So, is she going to tame down anything more than this with the way that you're keeping her? Is this like your normal?
As long as I start working with her more, which I can admit I haven't worked with her too much, just because of the space right now. Like I really want to be able to do more, but I really want to get more space. So once I move, definitely. But if not, then again, I just have to be very, very cautious. But lately, I've been taking her out a lot. I've been taking her outside and just dealing with her that way, and it seems to be definitely helping. Just get her used to me, get her used to being around me. But other than that, nothing. It's not like I can. It's not like with like a bearded dragon or a rhino iguana or a bearded or a leopard gecko. I can't just put her on my chest. She might bite my titty off, and that does not feel good. So, like I said, you can see the teeth. I've been bit by her a couple times. It does not feel good. So, Chris, are you sure this is something you want, bro?
yes, it is. Even if I lose a finger, I'm good.
But the Cuviers is usually easier to tame down. Most people deal with them, and they like those. So, yeah, it's fun though. I will say, like, she's a joy to have. Although she hates me and hates life, you know.
And that's what Levi said about the retake. He's like, "Are you sure you're ready for a retake?" And now I have a retake.
I don't know, man. You're talking apples to oranges here, bro. Like a mainland retic ain't nothing to play with. But let me tell you, I would much rather deal with an ornery ass 19-foot fucking female retic than what he's got in his head. That thing, look at that, bro. Do you not see that head snap, bro? The retic is straightforward. Minus the anaconda with the side bite, like most snakes are straightforward. That thing almost has a 180-degree freaking motion. If Dre lets that thing go, bro, it's snapping all the way. I'm good. Miss me with that bite.
The thing with lizards that they have over snakes, when they bite down and they don't always let go. So that's the one thing I have to be smart with her. So a lot of people like, take the glove off, you being a punk. 9 times out of 10, people who leave comments like that don't have one or never have had one. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. I don't have to prove myself to you just to make you feel cool. No, but I am gonna go put her back before she pees on me because that's not fun. So
no, go ahead.
It's like apples to oranges, but you can still plant the seeds and grow them and tame them, right?
I can pull out one more for you guys. I can pull out the beaded lizards because a lot of people get them confused, and a lot of people don't realize that I have both species of Gila and beaded because they're in the same family, Heloderma. So.
You know what, Johnny? Don't tell me how to freedom. All right.
Calm down, Levi. Calm down.
Nah, you know what? Lady Tiz feels me. Like 100%. Like I am glad somebody is in agreement with me on this one because
let me tell y'all how crazy Lady Tiz is, right? She's so scared of the anaconda, but she wants to hold the caiman. Tell me how crazy that is.
That's awesome.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but she's telling me that I'm crazy for having the anaconda, but she wants the caiman. Like that don't make no sense.
I don't know. I want a yellow anaconda. Ooh.
I have a yellow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's the yellow is what I have. Don't bite me, you little smug bastard. He bit the glove, so there's venom all over it now. But whatever. He's the animal that I have to.
Oh, you're pulling out the
100%.
beat it?
Yeah, the beat it. So a lot of people don't know the differences between them. They get them confused. So
Oh, I can
close
tell
your
the
mouth.
difference. Their colors.
Close your mouth. I'm not feeding you.
Oh, you get this too, huh? Let's see.
He's usually not this bad, but so this is DMX. So I got him from actually Josh from SBR Reptiles. So yeah. So as you can see, they're yellow and black.
Yeah.
They have a lot longer tail, which they use for balance. But other than that, they're pretty much similar. Like the care is almost identical. They eat the same thing. I keep the temperatures the same because they can be found in the same geographic range. Gila monsters is the only native lizard to the United States technically. However, you can also find Gila monsters in small pockets of California, Mexico, and all the way down to Guatemala. So they do actually cross paths with these guys quite often. So can they be cohabs? That's usually a question I get a lot. I don't cohab anything. I'm pretty sure in the wild, naturally, they would fight. And I'm sure I don't know who would win because bearded lizards get bigger. However, the venom yield of Gila monsters is a little bit stronger than bearded lizards. So that's a fun fact too. Gila monsters have slightly more toxic venom. Neither of it's fatal, but it's not going to feel good at all, honestly. But yeah, these dudes are cool. They're fun though, and I got him when I got him. When Josh sent them to me a couple years ago, he was like literally like this big. He was tiny, and here we are
baby.
2 years later, and calm down, bro.
Damn, he's badass, bro.
Yeah, it's DMX. So, like, I can't do what I do to. I got a giraffe on the way, man. I got me a little. It's a patternless though. You ain't seen this. I can't. I can't do to him what I do to ODB. Like if I touch him right here, he reacts. As you can see, he reacts every time. So I don't do stupid stuff like that.
He's like, not
As
today.
you can see, that's why we wear the gloves, baby. That's why we wear the gloves. So yeah, they're very cool. I do like the banding on them though. Just like just looks cool. And if you notice, that's where they get that name, that beaded head right there. So Gila derma. So Gila is studded, derma is skin. So Gila derma is the name of the family. This is Gila derma exasperatum, and the Gila monsters are Gila derma suspectum. So, yeah, they're cool. So I don't show these guys off a lot. I've done YouTube videos on them, but they don't seem to do all that great. Most people are just like, we want to see steaks. So I usually let these guys chill and just kind of do their thing. They're not going anywhere. I'm never getting rid of these guys. But every now and then I'll pop out and just remind people like, hey, we got some crazy stuff over here for sure. But
got some badass shit, man.
I appreciate it. And then again, they got the claws, which they use their claws for climbing and digging. But they are, like I said, semi-arboreal. So they will literally climb a tree and raid a bird's nest. Like, could you imagine being a bird hatching out an egg, like, ooh, and then you see this lizard, and that's horrible.
It's like Godzilla, bro.
That's what they do. And
Damn.
again, these guys get almost 3 feet, 30 inches. So they get large. So
we're looking forward to that.
What's up, Munchkin? Why are you? Okay, I'm not gonna ask why you have my shoes on like it's a purse, but do your thing. Okay. Go that way, okay? Because Daddy don't want you around this lizard. Thank you. So, but yeah, so I can't wait. So he's gonna go in like a 8x4x4 as an adult. Right now he's just in like one of the like 3-foot exoterras, but the Gila monster's in a 4x2x2. He's about to go in a 4x2x2. Gila monster, I definitely want to get an upgrade because he has space, but I want him to have more space. So he's gonna go in a 6x2x20. And then, like I said, he's going to go in an 8x4x4. So, yep.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah. So. This dude is growing like hell. Look at him. Why are you trying to bite me, bro? Calm down. Jesus.
Yeah, I think we found the hardest flex so far. I mean, that's to date, bro. That's to date. Like, that's even without the segment. Like, anybody that's shown anything off, bro. Let's go.
We'll just put him back real quick. But, yeah, You know, I always got something going on. Y'all definitely would have liked the snakes for sure, but I mean, y'all seen them. But this is the first podcast I think that I've shown off the lizards actually, because most people want to see the snakes. So, you know, I appreciate the opportunity.
No, absolutely, man. Shit. Offer me a snake between a freaking snake and a Gila monster because I can never find the Gilas out here. Yeah. Out here, big flexing, bro.
You know it. Only way to do it.
Yeah, hold on, I can't hear you. All right, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Now we can. What, were you muted this whole time?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, can you hear us?
I can't hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. I don't think you can hear us. Hold on, let me do this.
I can't hear y'all.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
You
I can't
hear us.
I can't hear y'all. I mean, on the phone, I can't hear you. My phone's about to die. I guess I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't hear us. We're talking to nothing. Do you have us? Do you have the podcast?
But if you can hear me, I'm going to ask my wrap-up question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you could take... I'm trying to listen to you off the laptop, so just go with me, Levi. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you could change one thing in the hobby, whether it be husbandry, negativity, or whatever, what would it be, Jay?
Negativity for sure. Definitely negativity. Being keepers, even the husbandry we have now is still not perfect. There's still things we can do better at. And if everything was done perfect, then we wouldn't have anything to work on. We have a lot to work on. But negativity, honestly, I feel like no matter what hobby you're in, job, life, whatever, there's no room for it. So it's draining. I get tired of dealing with it. So negativity, hands down.
Hold on, we got to let that response get through to the laptop, and then we'll go. Damn, bro, we're almost at 2.5 hours. I flew by, bro. This has been a really good podcast.
Look, hey, it's the first podcast I've done in a little while too. So I was glad when I saw the invite pop up. I was like, heck yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. We'll definitely be doing a part 2, like for sure.
Let me know.
All right, so I'm gonna hit you with a wrap-up question, then we'll call it. I guess I'll text Chris and tell him to run the outro. We got a new outro, by the way. I don't know if Chris said anything yet. But Dre, my wrap-up question to you.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I don't know what happened with my volume, but
I'm gonna hit you with a wrap-up question, then we'll call it. I guess I'll text Chris and tell him to run the outro. We got a new outro, by the way. I don't know if Chris said anything yet. All right. So my question to you is, Jesus Christ. If you could own one animal with no laws, restrictions, constraints, nothing, you just had a magic wand, what would it be? And it cannot be a Komodo dragon.
Are we talking animal or reptile?
sorry.
You know what? I'm going to start splitting this in two. Animal and then reptile.
Animal, lion for sure. Lion or wolf. Or bear. Those are my top 3 favorite predators, so they all tattooed on my arm.
Okay.
Reptile. Ooh. Can it be prehistoric?
It could be prehistoric.
Velociraptor.
It's a magic wand, no constraint.
Velociraptor.
Velociraptor?
Yes,
Damn.
Yeah.
Dre don't want podcasts in 2023, bro. Let's fucking go.
Yo, Velociraptor. T-Rex, I'm too short. I'm 5'5". I can't do that. Velociraptor is still taller than me, but I can ride that to work, bro. Well, they said Velociraptors was like the size of chickens, but Velociraptor hands down, for sure. For sure.
Fuck yes, bro. That has been. I think Chuck takes animal, you take reptile so far. Chuck's at a fucking giraffe, so.
I got that patternless one. I'm telling you.
Oh man, that's fucking awesome. Oh shit. Man, we done took the kids to the pool. I wore myself out. Been throwing little kids around the pool for hours on end.
As you can see, mine is still up and going crazy.
Oh, that's right. You're on that. Wait, are you 2 hours?
I'm in the Midwest.
3 hours?
You're in Arizona, so I'm 3. I'm in the Midwest, so it's almost 10 o'clock here.
Damn, your little one's still going, bro. How old is she?
3.
Oh man, they got that no stop, bro. They stay up till the next day and keep going like they didn't need sleep.
She took a late nap, so I've been letting her just kind of do her thing. But I gotta get her laid down, and then even after that, I still gotta eat dinner. I ain't eaten dinner yet, but
snap.
That's a normal life for me, so it ain't no thing.
Oh, for sure, man. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get this thing wrapped up. Let's get you over to your daughter, and we'll set up a part 2 for the future, man. I definitely need to. We need to do this more because. Telling you, like I literally mean it from the bottom of my heart, man. No reach arounds. Like having you on and talking to you is talking to one of the most intelligent keepers in this game. Like you present yourself well.
I appreciate it a lot. I take pride in what I do, and even then, I'm the type of person where, as much as I appreciate the compliments, I still feel like I could be doing better, could be doing more. So, hands down, that's how I keep myself humble. I never, as much as me and Nicole clown and we talk trash, I am super humble. So I'm super just thankful that I'm even able to be able to do this and people like what I do. So no matter what, I'm going to stay humble till the end and keep it moving and hopefully pass that humbleness down to my little munchkin and whatever, whether she take over what I'm doing or not. That's one thing I want to instill in her. So yeah, I appreciate it though, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Respect, man. Well, thank you again, Dre. We're going to let you get out of here. I'm going to text Chris and tell him to run this fucking intro because you can't hear it.
Appreciate it.
It's always... You know what? I guess it's better to have technical difficulties at the end than it is before because then we're not running late.
That's true.
Man, I forgot. Oh man, I gotta get Bill back on here from CMB. Man, I don't know if you saw that episode, but the technical difficulties we're having throughout the episode. All right, here we go.
Out.
All right, bro. Take it easy, Dre. Thank you again, brother.
You too.
Run the intro. Outro.
You want me to run the outro? All right.
Outro.
All right, here we go. Everybody have a good night. We love you. Peace. We out of here. Let me turn this off real quick and get the outro. Here we go.
Like, subscribe, smash the bell.